Hey, hey, everybody! It's the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast with me and
Oh yeah, the Ayatollah alcoholic Ian Wadley Wadzilla. What's up, baby?
what's up, Ian? Hey, Ian, would you mind introducing our very special guest?
Oh, holy shit, do we have a special guest today? He is a New York Times best-selling author. His latest book is at the top of the charts entitled Kid Stuff, Sammy Hagar Fans and Pedophilia. The one and only and future writer of the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast biography, Ralph Santelli. What's
Right.
up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Man, you made me sound where I wish I was, so thank you for that.
Oh yeah, no, I thought that's where you were, man. I looked you up. After told us about the book and everything, and you gave me your Amazon links, and then I did some checking out. Look at this shit, Ralph. Here's some quotes from other authors. Stephen King says, "A guy who writes books." Clive Barker said, "I'd fuck him." Jackie Collins said, "I did." And J.K. Rowling said, "Finally, somebody who hates trans people more than me." Um,
Wow.
so, yeah, yeah,
I gotta read that book.
yeah. But Ryan, thank you so much. And wow, this is amazing. You are actually going to write a book for people who can't read about the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast.
Well,
That's amazing.
he's not writing a book for our listeners.
Oh yeah.
uh,
Well, we'll get
And for
we'll,
those freeform motherfuckers, make sure there's a lot of pictures.
we'll get.
I
We'll
was
get,
gonna I was gonna use really small words.
There you go.
we're gonna get somebody to do an audiobook.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Ralph?
I'm thinking either Morgan Freeman or Kanye West.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking Corey Feldman.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's probably what we can afford is Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
You'd probably be doing him a favor anyway.
There you go.
And I understand, Ryan, this is your first nonfiction book, right?
Yes.
So what are the fiction books you write?
So it's funny. I've been writing fiction since I was a kid. I've published, God, if you want to look at my entire catalog, it's primarily short fiction. I've published, I want to say, between 10 and 15 short stories, mostly as ebooks online, but I've written, there's 4 different novels that I've been writing on and off for the last few years. They're all interconnected. They're all like detective, mystery stuff. Those I'm going to start putting out, hopefully starting next year with the first one. But the book I got coming out in April, that is a 20 short story collection book of all my best stories collected. That's actually a physical book. It's coming out in April, probably around my birthday, maybe the end of April. And then I'm going to get right to work on, I kind of already started working on your stuff. I've got the outline going. I've got, all my ideas and stuff. But yeah, like I said, I haven't published as much as I've written, but the goal is to get your guys' book out hopefully by the end of the year, if not sooner, depending on how everything goes.
Awesome, man. Yeah, if I may put in my 2 cents, and seriously, Ryan, I don't want a penny from this, but I got an idea for your next fiction book. I think it would be great, man. It'd be awesome.
I'm all ears.
It's a story about a superhero that's also a mega racist and Holocaust denier.
Is his alter ego named Terrence?
Oh,
I
a good one. Yeah, run with it, bro. But make sure it comes out after our book because I don't want our book to get canceled.
oh yeah, don't worry about that. That'll be my spare time hey, I'll throw this out there and just kind of collect it. You know what I'll do? I'll get it together and then I'll just kind of secretly mail it to you. That way you can see like how horrible it is and tell me, yeah, you can publish it or not. I just burn it after. It's up to you.
But I can't read. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. So then maybe I should do an audiobook then.
Yeah, do an audiobook, man, so I can understand.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read like the chapter in the book that's like the Terrence months.
Oh
You know?
God.
So
It'd be 2 pages. I mean, the guy was on the show. What? How many episodes did he do with us? 10?
17.
Wow.
Was
Not even 20.
I thought it was. I thought the last episode he was on was. I thought it was episode 20. It was when you did the back-to-back Iron Maiden records.
Maybe it was 20. What the fuck do I know?
Yeah,
don't come to me for stories. I don't know shit.
Yeah,
I drink a lot.
Ian, you fired him on air. That was what made it so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, and if you could get a hold of Terrence, man, that would be great. Talk to him about them. I'd love to read it from his perspective because I love fiction.
Well, here's the thing. I was gonna ask you guys like how you felt about that, and a few other of your former guests, because I know that they're not exactly in your good books right now. But a quote or two from a misfit, would be kind of cool. But
Hey, look, I don't care. You put anybody that was on our show in the book, but
okay.
I will say there's certain people that I don't, I don't want to have no input in them. I have no comment with them, but I'm all for them being in the book. I don't want the book censored. So, if you're going to put certain people that, I don't talk to no more, certain people that wish death on me, I really have nothing to say about them.
Yeah, I got that, man. It's funny because when I was doing the outline, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do this, and then this part's going to have this, just kind of mapping everything out. And I kept thinking to myself, I'm going to somehow have to get Terrence involved in this, whether I talk to him or whether I just write whatever you guys tell me, because to be honest, to tell like a true, full story, it'd be impossible not to include him because he was the original co-host, but I personally have.
And I will talk about Terrence. I mean, I'll tell you right now, so you can add this in the book. Terrence being on our show was my fault. Because I was new, I never did a podcast before. Ian agreed to set it up because I didn't know shit. Hey, you set it up, we'll do a podcast. I didn't know Ian from Chinola. Now, Terrence, I did know from Facebook because he would chime in with his little knowledge. But I didn't know Terrence that well yet. But I knew he was kind of nerdy, a nerdy rock guy. So I thought, well, this drunk Ian guy and me and my wacky ass will have our Abbott. We'll be Costello. He'll be our Abbott. The straight guy. But it didn't work that way because then he didn't want to be a straight guy and he started bringing out Pink Panther and shit. And, it just didn't work no more.
But, I don't blame you for because like I'm a nerdy guy too, like I liked all the episodes, but like the earlier ones, like if he had been more fun or more funny when he delivered the facts, like you guys, instead of saying it like he was like a newscaster, that had downs, it would have been so much better. But
yeah, I think you should definitely reach out to him because I feel like especially in the beginning, Terrence was the brains of the show, and that's why this show is so fucking stupid. But hey, I wish no ill will on Terrence. I mean, we've had our battles and everything.
Hey, I have nothing. Look, the only thing I do want to stress, in case he's watching, which likely he is, this is not an invitation to be friends again, Terrence. I don't, and I'm not saying that as a bad way. You live your life, I live mine, just like we've been doing for years. I don't bother you, you don't bother me. I'm just saying this is what happened. This is how you got on the show. What happened after that, all the craziness and you going to enemies of mine and doing, and getting our YouTube channel shut down. All this crazy shit he did is not worth talking about because he wasn't on the show anymore. But I will say, after Ian fired him, it was a good 10, 11 years. he wouldn't give up on us.
Mm.
Like 10 years later, he kept bringing us up. But he finally, I don't know, I haven't heard from the guy forever. I don't even know if he does the show anymore. I don't know if you
I,
can even get in contact with the guy. I don't
no,
know.
I tell you what, dude, he works for ICE now. He makes more money than both of us. So hats off to Roy Harper.
Well, that's great.
Uh,
That's a commendable job.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, but anybody that you can reach out to, and if we can help you with anybody, you want to connect with, I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely, this is your book. It's our story, but your book. But any way we can help you with anything, story. I want to do a warts and all, kind of, because that's what this show's about. It ain't fucking pretty, and it is what it is. And I'm so honored that you would care this much about this show that Ralph and I started fucking what 12 years ago, some shit like that. I don't know, 14 years. I don't even fucking know anymore. I'm so drunk. you know but
That's all right.
no, it's fantastic, man, and I'm so honored and humbled that you would want to do this. So any help that I can give you or Ralph can give you,
No, that's
fucking I,
that's great. I appreciate the fact that you gave me the go ahead to do it because, like I said, I have numerous fiction projects coming out. If you don't count the one I told you about, the collection, like I have a couple other books under my pseudonyms coming out. So I have a total of 3, possibly even 4 books coming out this year. And your guys, yours is the one that I'm currently starting because all the other stuff, it's either completely finished or in the editing phase. So the next project, I really wanted to try doing something nonfiction, like biography wise, and, just to kind of expand my literary horizons, I guess. And, I listen to you guys like every week or every other week, whatever it is. And I'm just thinking, wow, like I talk to the guys online all the time. I love the show. I'm a metalhead. I'm a former musician. So I'm like, for one day, it literally just clicked. I was riding to work in the car and I'm like, holy fuck, what if I do that book about Ian and Ralph? And then I wrote Ralph that morning and it was just that simple.
yeah, and I tell you what, he surprised me on air on that episode. I had no idea and I was blown away. And I think it's important for people to know too. Ralph, you and I talked, Ryan, you and I talked privately that a portion of the sales for this book is going to fund Anquifa, which is an American homegrown terrorist organization that beats the shit out of Sammy Hagar fans.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's important.
Bag already, man. I thought that was between you and me.
Yeah, fuck them. Let's beat the shit out of those homos. But no, it's awesome, and I can't wait, man.
But seriously, Ryan, too, also do that book. I'm telling you, man. The racist super. Call the book "The Holocaust Denier."
Yeah.
I actually, speaking of titles, I'm still kind of working with the title of your book for the podcast, but I was kind of aiming toward this particular thing. I don't know if you want me to just say it now or just wait, later, but I can tell you now if you want. It probably is going to change, but I kind of had a good ring to it.
Okay. Say it.
I was going to call it in all caps combat, and then underneath the subtitle would be the unbelievable true story of Ian Wadley and Dr. Fuck Ralph Vieira.
I like that.
Well,
you put me last, best for last. But I think under that should also say Kansas City Hot Plate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, that's perfect because underneath where it says my name, because I'm going to put like as told by, my name, I can put that in like quotes underneath. That'll be perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Of course, I got my own thoughts. I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking Andrew Jacobs' wife is a whore and the Tales of the Rock and Metal Combat podcast,
That guy, was that guy ever married?
Uh, yeah. And he turned her gay. And he turned her gay.
Oh God.
But no, man, you do what you want to do, and we will help you in any way possible. Again, I think I can speak for Ralph here. We are both humbled and honored that somebody would care that much about this show that we do for the fuck of it. That you would do this. It's amazing. So thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, like me too, guys. I love the show. And Ian, I don't know if you remember, we've been chatting through Facebook a little bit on and off for years. Like I sent you one of my band's pages before, and we were kind of corresponding a little bit. This is years ago, but and Ralph too. We talked about music and stuff like that in the past. But if you ever dig up your old messages, it's me. It's the same guy. So.
Yeah, no, I drink a lot. I drink a lot. But let me ask you this, just out of curiosity. I mean, most people have the same story, but I'd like to hear yours. How did you find the show? When did you start listening?
Oh, wow. So you had been around for at least a couple of years. Right now I live in South Carolina. My wife and I have been here for almost 4 years now, but we're originally from New England. I believe that I found your podcast before I even met my wife. And that's a long time because this past January is 11 years that we've known each other. So I've been listening to you guys. It's wow. Had to last like 12 or 13 years. And I started with, I want to say, it was episode 2 because
shit.
Yeah. You would put out a lot of episodes at that point, but okay. I start with the beginning. It doesn't matter if it's books, movies, music, whatever. I'm one of those guys that like has to see the beginnings to kind of go. Like I don't really shuffle around. At least on Podbean was Eat 'Em and Smile. But because I hadn't listened to that album, the next one was Led Zeppelin, In Through the Outdoor. That was the first episode I ever listened to, and I just kept going down and down. Somewhere in Time, Metallica, Justice. Like I just kept going through, and then at some point after I listened to like 20 episodes, I'm like, oh, you know what? I never listened to that Dave episode. I went back and listened, and it was like night and day. Like I think all three of you guys, you, Ralph, and Terrence, were like basically going through the entire album track by track in like 5-second bits until you were done, and then it's like, all right, over to this guy. I was like, when the hell did that change?
Oh yeah. Our first episode was about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, because that's all time would allow on YouTube back then. You couldn't go over 15 minutes.
We didn't do YouTube.
No, yes, we did on that first one. That's why it was 15 minutes long. We didn't have the Podbean yet.
Well, see, that's just something else I just learned. I'll have to put in the book. I didn't even know that. I thought you guys like were already on like podcast streaming sites, like iTunes, Podbean, all that stuff.
No, that's a whole chapter is the nightmare of getting this shit ready because Ralph. Another reason he brought Terrence on board is Terrence sold himself as like this tech genius. Who could get everything started up for us, because both Ralph and I were like, yeah, we don't know how to do this shit. We were old farts when we started. And then quickly we found out, Terrence couldn't do shit except make a shoe stink, So I did a lot of like getting us on iTunes, getting us on Podbean and shit. And it was a lot of trial and error. Like I still have an extra, email address because I fucked up the first time I tried to submit us to iTunes and they wouldn't take it again. So I had to set up a whole nother account to try to get it resubmitted. It was a fucking nightmare,
That sounds awful. Yeah, you're right. That's a chapter in itself right there. Holy shit.
Yeah. And a whole nother chapter would be like, just Chris Sinzak from Decibel Geek, how much he helped us out. And, here's a guy I just hit up online because he had a podcast and wrote me back. And like, he helped so much. And to this day is still a valued, who's coming to stay in my house in a couple weeks. Him and his wife are coming,
That's
and just the lifelong friendships that Ralph and I have got through this podcast. People who've stuck by us, and then there's people who stabbed us in the back, and all kinds of shit. It's going to be a good story.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's another reason why I did, because, I love stories. It doesn't matter movies, books, comics, podcasts,
Yeah.
whatever. And you guys have a full story, there. So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
great. I'm really excited about it.
It's not over, man, because our shows still kick ass.
Oh
We've
yeah.
been going
And
at it for a long time now.
as long as at the end of the book you show the link between when Sammy Hagar joined Van Halen in 9/11, that's all I care about.
All right.
Establish that and let the people know.
Yeah, absolutely. And the books that I put, like ebooks and stuff, it's been through Amazon, but the actual physical books that I'm going to be publishing, yours, Darkest Before Dawn, the collection that's coming out, they're all going through an actual like hybrid publisher, which basically is like you're having them do the work of a traditional publisher, but you share like the publishing expenses and kind of like are in charge of like how it gets published. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. A little expensive, but it's totally worth it, especially to have go out to real places like Barnes and Noble and like all the big name publishers. So that's the plan.
Well, Best of Both Worlds, that's a shitty Van Hagar song, so please don't use that in the book.
Shitty Van Halen album, because
Van Hagar, and never the time shall meet.
Dave was on that. You got to give him that. I mean, it was 8 tracks from Van Hagar and 8 from Van Halen. I just didn't think it was well done. It just they picked and just. Did you listen to that? Like the Best of Both Worlds, Van Halen Best of Volume 1, whatever the fuck it was called.
I have it. I own it.
Yeah. The 2 good new songs that were on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't really care for that, and the fact that they used a Hagar title as the title of the record, that was like a slap right in the face.
Yeah, maybe that's what you should call the book, 5151. Just
yeah. Get that my mental short list of that.
All right. Well, I am going to take a piss, and then we're going to get into this episode. All right, guys?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, come back and read the comments. Probably too many comments.
Rob, just thinking, I think, I'm not sure because I don't really go on Facebook all that much, but I think I was Facebook friends with Terrence. I'll have to check to see if he's still my friend after we finish this episode.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I get rid of him. But whatever, man. I wish no ill will on the guy. But hey, man, I don't want to be friends with him. That's all.
Yeah. No, I get it. I know what it's like having, friends, compadres that just stab you in the back and all that. Like, I don't blame you at all. And I don't know him personally, like I do, you guys. So like, I have no ill will against the guy, but like, I just, it's just whatever.
It was too much. And I was thinking of this the other day too. I was talking to my girlfriend about this. Man, the older I am now, it's like, dude, I haven't had drama in a long, long time, because back then I would react to drama. People would start with me, I'd fucking go back and attack. Now I just delete people. Because I get attacked almost daily on YouTube. So when that happens, I always just hide user from channel. I don't reply to nobody anymore. Therefore, I have no more drama anymore. Now, if drama was to pop up, which has happened here and there on Facebook, like I got attacked a couple months ago because on Facebook, I'm an idiot. I put stupid shit up. I'm constantly doing jokey stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what the jokey thing is I put up. One guy got really offended going, "Would you stop acting like a fool?" And I was like, all right. It just don't reply. Just block and make them skedaddle. That's how I live my life now. If you come to me with some attitude and you got a problem with me, I cure your problem with me. I make you vanish, disappear.
Technology.
But back then, I was a hater's wet dream because I would fight back. But I don't have time for that anymore. Time's too short. The road in front of me is way shorter than the road in back of me. You know what I'm saying? But I'll still outlive Ian.
Probably.
No, you know, like I don't even know what Ian, you said you're like what is 51, 52?
I'll be 52 in May.
All right. Well, you know how life's cruel irony is. You're probably going to outlive both me and Ralph, and I'm only 37.
Oh, yeah. No, that would be cruel because I want to die before you guys, you know. But I
So do
won't
I. I want you to die before me.
Yeah.
That'd be sad if I died before you. You know, I live a somewhat clean life.
Yeah, yeah. I know that's the thing. Like, I want to teach people a lesson, you know.
You'll be like the Keith Richards.
I know that's what I'm scared of.
The Keith Richards of podcasting.
Oh man!
All right. Well, let's get into last week's episode, which I gotta say,
let's go.
It didn't do that great for us.
Really?
Yes, but I'm not upset. I because it dealt with Vince Neil and Motley Crue, so I'm hoping people are just like, yeah, I'll pass on that one, or I'll come back because you know they're shitty people. But let's get into people who talked. And Ryan, you figure a lot into this. Okay. So here we go. Let's see. First or newest comment from Trayvon Vets, if I'm reading this right. Great episode. Congratulations on the book. Heavy Metal Rules says, you guys fucking rock. I never knew Vince Neil had a solo album. Looking forward to checking that out. The fact that someone wants to write a book about you guys speaks volumes. Like Spinal Tap turned up to 11. And fuck Tom Morello. Never cared for him or Rage with the Machine. Bunch of posing hypocrite bitches who piss sitting down.
Hey, that's what you should call the book. Fuck Tom Morello.
RMCP Mark, I think that's Mark Daly, says, I'm gay and HIV positive. I really enjoyed the Maiden versus Priest album battle. Maybe if you do another battle, a cool idea would be Ozzy Osbourne solo versus Black Sabbath albums without Ozzy. He also put Ralph's final score, Motley Crue 8, Vince Neil 4. Marty Martin says, Nugent was right about D when it came to pushing the snake venom. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Me neither.
Pod Raznacast says, I listen to you guys via Podbean, but I spend too much time on my phone, so why not a second more? Another great episode. Agree with the donations. Respect Ralph's time. Greetings from Transylvania. Fucking A.
That's our buddy, bro. The Dracula.
Yeah, but that's a different name. Hey, we could have more than one Transylvanian fan.
Yeah, he's another Dracula.
We're spreading. Yeah. Fucking all the Draculas. I love them.
Dude, you can't be Dracula and live in Transylvania.
Oh. Man, I tell you what, I watched that video and I feel terrible. I can't remember the guy's name that's doing those like greatest hits of us.
Yeah.
You know, that we're posting. It's so fucking amazing. But I did listen to the one where, you know, the Men at Work episode where we had fucking Dracula on and still to this day I listen to it. And when he said that shit about a big hit in the vampire community,
yeah,
and you could hear you and me laughing and how sincere it was, and we just kept laughing. It was so fucking funny. I love me some NEJC, whatever the fuck his name is. God damn it, I love that shit.
He recently paid me to do a donation.
Nice.
A track by track, yeah.
All right.
And he said he watched it with. He says his girlfriend loves watching me batch on Sammy Hagar, and she doesn't even know who Sammy Hagar is.
That's awesome. Lowell K6S says, as Bill Hicks once said about people who can't handle the cold, what are you, a fucking reptile? Great show, lads. Rest in peace, Robert Duvall. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Yeah, so sad Robert Duvall died, man.
You know, I watched Apocalypse Now the other day. I own it on Blu-ray,
Yeah.
and there's the Redux version. And
Yep.
dude, I'm never watching that Redux version again. That shit sucked. Give me that original '79 theatrical release. They added shit on Redux that really was just draggy and didn't make sense.
Well, there's actually three versions. There's the original, the Redux, and then there's like Ultimate Director's Cut.
Mhm.
I believe the Ultimate Director's Cut. I find to be, of course, I love the original. Redux has some good shit, and some shit is like too much. The Ultimate one is like it's more than the original, but less than the Redux, and I think it works best.
Hmm. They did that same shit with Blade Runner. They got like 5 different versions of that movie.
Yeah, well, and all of those, I have all that shit on 4K.
Mm.
Blade Runner one, it's like I like the director's cut, but I'm a fan of the narration. That's how I grew up watching it, was with the fucking narration, and I
Yeah.
miss that in the director's cut.
Well, see,
And what's go
I was
ahead?
gonna say I don't really care much for it because Harrison Ford deliberately sabotaged his own narration because he thought it was a shitty
Right.
idea. And then Ridley Scott decided, hey, I'm putting it in there anyway. So when it wasn't there, I was like, oh, this is kind of better.
Yeah. It's just like how I'm used to watching it, and I love narration in the movie. I think it can be good. I mean, sometimes you don't need it, but I don't. It just adds to the noir to me. But
Yeah.
fuck it.
The best use of it, in my opinion, where I thought it worked perfectly, was Fight Club.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. ZW 197 says you're invited, but Razzle can't come. That's right, because he's dead. The best thing that Vince Neil ever did was stop fucking what the fuck was the name of that shitty band?
Hanoi
Hanoi
Rocks.
Rocks. Yeah, fuck them. They suck. Jean Paul B41, we know who that is. He says, back on track after the spammy shit show and the final Megadeth album with Priest versus Maiden. Priest won this contest for me. Like the recent track by track format, so it makes the show even more interesting. No, you don't really do requests, but what about Robin Trower, Bridges of Sighs versus Earth Below? Mahogany Rush, The Children of Novelty versus Strange Universe. Yuliera Scorpions, Virgin Killer versus Taken by Force. All
You're
good
right.
requests, man.
You're right. We don't take requests.
Edwin Canestracci says, I definitely like more songs from Exposed than 94. It's livelier, more organic, and overall more rock and roll. I wish Vince did more albums with Steve Stevens. Anyway, great episode, guys.
I love it.
Yeah, Matt Gilter is, I know I pronounced that wrong. He's like, Ian, Overkill Destruction. See you there, brother. Got to look into that Wasp gig too. Yeah. Matt is a listener who lives locally to me, and so I'm hoping me and him catch both of those shows because I don't like going to shows by myself. God damn it. Joseph Fitzharris says a book about the podcast is pretty cool. When's the movie coming out? I figured John Leguizamo could play Doc and John Goodman for Ian. I'll direct. What about it, fellas? Wow, to me that's kind of racist. Like John Leguizamo because he's Latino for Ralph, and John Goodman for me because he's fat. I was hoping for Wesley Snipes for me.
So he's racist and fat shaming. That's our listeners, man.
Yeah. I like this guy already.
Yeah, I like keep fat shaming and keep throwing spit jokes at me.
From the Dungeon TV, congratulations on getting the book written about your podcast. The Coof Jackson, hey, when are we going to get that BOC episode already? I'm very much looking forward to that one. That one's coming later in the month. It's been, it keeps getting pushed back because the amazing Heather Drain has been very busy. This woman has a lot of shit going on, and Ralph's, Girl, she's got a lot of stuff going on too, so we're trying to get because I really want all four of them for this episode. So we're aiming towards the end of the month. I got to double check because I want to make sure it's not interfering with when the Sinzaks are here to visit. But I think we're on track for the third week of March, I believe. But it's gonna be worth the wait, man. So hold your fucking horses and watch horrible shit like Motley Crue versus Vince Neil in the meantime.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, I thought so too. Considering.
Go watch it, you fucks.
Zachariah 827 says, book for RMCP. I'll buy that for $1. You cheap fuck. It's going to cost more than $1. Hey, if you want to be in the book, you got to pony up. Jason Kennedy 3517 says, I've tried multiple times to get into the 1984, the 94 album, and it just doesn't grab me. I want to like it, but can't. Then I always thought that I would hate the Vince Neil album, but once I found out that Shaw Blades mainly wrote the whole album, I thought I'd better give it a chance. Well, just so they only wrote 2 songs on it, the Shaw Blades shit. The rest, a lot of it was written with Steve Stevens, and the really good ones were written with Steve Stevens and Phil Suzanne, in my opinion. But yeah, only 2 Shaw Blades contributions to that one, just so you know. Zandig666 says, here at your metal service, stay heavy. And those are our comments for the previous episode.
Right on. Thank you, everybody, for the comments.
All right. And now we go into the news. So let me do a fresh up to get the latest stories. Megadeth's James Lomenzo admits his eyebrows went up when Dave Mustaine said he wanted to record his version of Metallica's Ride the Lightning. I think it's been kind of universal that most people are like, stands nowhere near, the original. But regardless of what you feel about it, what do you guys think? Does he have the right to do it? Do you think it's like it was a bad decision? Or what do you guys think about this? We're going to throw this one to Ryan first.
All right, I would actually say yes to both those questions. I think that when I heard it a couple of times, I listened to it, and I think if he was going to do a Metallica song, he should not have done that one, because I know that he, Dave had writing credit on it, but I don't know. I don't hate it. That's the thing. I don't hate it. But I think it's because it sounds like a more robotic clone of the original. Like, it doesn't even sound, other than, Dave's voice, to me, it doesn't even sound like a Megadeth song. It sounds like AI copied the 84 song and, Dave's vocals are on it, if that makes sense. I don't think he should have done it. If he was going to, he should have done another song from Kill 'Em All, because that was really the album that he was involved in the most. Like, he could have done Jump in the Fire. He could have done, technically he already did Mechanics, but he could have done anything from that. And I think it would have sounded better, possibly, but I think it would have been, I think people would have gotten into it a little bit more, because that I don't know, it's just a weird choice in my opinion. But I don't hate the song. Like, if it comes on like my shuffle or something on Spotify, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's the clone song that Megadeth did. Whatever, I don't hate it. I don't love it.
All right, Ralph?
No, I think he should have done more Metallica songs and take off most of those crappy songs off the new album. Sure, the album would still suck, but at least, fuck, get rid of fucking, what are those songs? A Bad Day, and holy crap, there's a lot of crap on there. And yeah, I don't like the Ride the Lightning. And isn't it funny and ironic, Dave Mustaine all these years complaining about how Kurt ripped off his solos on Kill 'Em All. Well, Dave did Kirk's solo on Ride the Lightning. So there you go. I don't care. Whatever. It doesn't take away the fact that last album sucks. Though I love 2 songs off it, but the rest is just forgettable and whatever. Including Ride the Lightning. Ride the Lightning is going to be, who the fuck? Already nobody's talking about it. It came and went. Nobody cares.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think you both brought up great points. Uh, Ryan, you saying AI? It does. It sounds like an AI version. It's just too sterile, and
Yeah.
and then the vocals sound tired. But that being said, it's still one of the better tracks on the album, so that's kind of sad. I believe he has the right to record his own version, But yeah, I think he should have picked a better song. But again, with where he's at vocally, I don't know. I think anything he did at this point, it's going to come up pale in comparison. There's nothing that's going to top it. So no matter what you do, you lose.
Yeah.
And that's where I'll agree with Ellefson, where when he was still in the band and he wanted to redo fucking No Life to Leather. Like, no, why? No, no. In your 60s, you're not going to do it. You're not going to hit what came out in the 80s. Sorry.
Believe me, if Dave Mustaine really wanted to do No Life to Leather, he would have done it. Dave Ellefson didn't stop shit.
Yeah. Let's see. Paul Rogers shoots down rumors about his health. Says, I feel fit and strong. I just don't want to sing on Van Hagar leftovers. I get that, There's all this talk about Paul Rogers being asked to guest on this new, I don't even know what you call it, Van Halen, but this thing Alex is putting together with Steve Lukather, that Paul Rogers was in contention for singing and he turned it down. He probably heard it, and it wasn't like, Dave shit. It's probably like Hagar shit. So fuck it. But goddamn, if you look at a picture of Paul Rogers, he looks like he's fucking dead. What do you guys think? I mean, fuck it.
I'm not the biggest Paul Rogers guy. I don't hate him. I don't think he's got a bad voice. But boy, a lot of people seem to like him way more than I did. I mean, Richie Blackmore wanted him in the band before David Coverdale. I mean, he was very sought after, and he's a very musician's favorite singer type guy. I don't think it's a bad voice. I like his voice, but I wouldn't put him up on that pedestal everybody else puts him up on.
What do you think, Ryan?
I think I like Paul. I like his voice. As far as the Van Halen thing, I actually think that Paul is more on the spectrum of Dave than Hagar when it comes to like his vocal style. But like this is actually news to me because I didn't even hear this story. So this is brand new for me.
Well,
I don't know.
The way Alex put it was Paul said no because he can't do it. He can't do it no more. That's the way Alex said.
I got
it. Yeah. I mean, I'll say I love Paul Rogers with Bad Company. I think he's great for that. But stay in your fucking wheelhouse because the firm suck dick. Fucking him with Queen suck dick.
Oh, it was an okay album. It wasn't bad.
I don't know. It didn't work for me.
It was well. You don't like Queen in the first place.
Yeah, but no, I thought like you talk about like a stylistic clash though.
I thought it kind of worked. It just people didn't accept it,
Yeah, well, that's
rightfully so. How do you replace? I don't care what I think about fucking Queen. You can't replace him with Paul Rogers. That's like replacing David Lee Roth with Sammy Hagar.
Well, you can't replace David Lee Roth with anybody. That's been proven.
Yeah, and you can't replace Freddie Mercury.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
So,
I'm just saying that if you're going to compare Paul Rogers Queen with the Firm, fuck yeah, the Firm sucked. That I admit sucked, man. But Queen, the Cosmos Rocks, I don't think it's a great album, but I'll put it above fucking Hot Space and The Works and Kind of Magic and The Miracle. I wouldn't put it above Innuendo, but I thought it was an improvement from those Freddie albums. But yeah, it just failed to take off. But I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great or fantastic. It was all right.
All right. Yeah. Well, Sebastian Bach says he hates AI. And he has a quote that, once again, I think this could be a great title for our book. He says, I will always give real stupidity instead of artificial intelligence.
That's actually a good quote.
It's a great quote. Uh, and I love it, man. This whole AI shit is getting so out of hand. It's like,
You know what, man? I can kind of accept AI music, whatever. I ignore it. But you know what I fucking hate is AI video. It's so realistic. You think
yes,
it really,
yes.
wow, did this really happen? Because it's so realistic. It's fucking, it pisses me off, you know?
Well, I think what pisses me off, I'll say, like, I've laughed at some AI music. I think it's kind of funny. I'm getting so sick of AI YouTube videos where you can tell it's AI because they pronounce everything fucking wrong. And
Oh,
there's,
yeah, yeah. But that was going on before AI, right? When they type shit in and a voice comes out and reads what you typed in.
right,
Like
right,
like if
pronounces shit
you're
wrong.
saying, oh, like the live album, they released the live album, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Ralph, you're
Like,
a Star Wars guy, right?
Huh?
You're a Star Wars fan, right?
Oh, I love Star Wars.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, hey, have you seen? There's a channel on YouTube. I think it's called Skywalker Stories or something. That's all they do is AI like what if videos or whatever you want to call them, and they actually have like a young Luke Skywalker and Leia, and even like they de-age like uh, Christopher Lee, and they do like these little like 5-10 minute shorts or whatever, and you can literally see like their lips like they're getting peeled back by like invisible fish line and their teeth. It's so weird.
Wow,
You gotta
that's crazy.
check that out. Get a kick out of it.
Yeah, yeah, I'll check it out.
but yeah, I'd rather hear bad Sebastian Bach than good AI. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, fuck AI. AI is pissing me off. But there's some good uses of AI, like our buddy Scribble. Our buddy Scribble did an AI of my album Poser Holocaust, Thrash or Die, but to R&B music, and it's fucking hilarious. It's called R&B and Die, R&B or Die, and it's fucking genius. But in a comical thing, you hear my
Oh
voice.
man, I gotta check.
Oh, it's amazing. You hear my lyrics sung by sounds like like Al Green. It's fucking awesome. It's amazing shit that
Oh,
these thrash lyrics is fucking hilarious. I mean, for that it's cool, but I mean, I understand there's some AI songs out there that get millions and millions of views or listens on Spotify because we live in this planet.
mm,
People get mad, but you guys got to understand, we live in a planet of nothing but phony people. And man, it gets phonier and phonier because, all right, not to bring up politics, but I'm going to bring up politics, but I'm not going to talk about either side. I'm going to talk about both sides. Both sides of politics, those radical left and right, they all fucking live in a fantasy world. They want to hate on this person so
thank.
much that they make up bullshit. And that's the right and left. They constantly, and that's what this world is, a bunch of phony people that want to ride on bullshit because bullshit
Mm-hmm.
is their life. The Grammys, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, everybody that likes all that shit, they like bullshit. That's the world we live in, and AI is perfect for this world of bullshit. Right
All
on.
right. Well,
And when
here's
did
something that's.
that, like? Oh,
Go ahead, Ryan.
oh, sorry. I was just saying. Like Ralph's absolutely right. When exactly did we get to the point that we're at now? Like it almost like it almost happened overnight.
Yeah, it's like, man, remember back in the day when you had a political opinion and you wouldn't tell anybody because nobody
Yeah.
gave a fuck. Nobody still. The right don't give a fuck what the left says. The left don't give a fuck what the right said. But they both keep like picking at each other. Look how good we are. Look at it. That's the world we live in. It wasn't like that in the past. Nobody gave a fuck, man, about your political view. It's just
Mm,
today it's just all bullshit. Now there's
yeah.
people on the left and there's people on the right that are smart. They can do things, you know, but that aren't radical and shit. All right, hey, I agree. But I ain't gonna tell my views. Why am I gonna express my political views? Why? For people to attack me and then start wars. Fuck that shit, man. I stay out of politics. And plus, very important, I'm not even political. I don't know much. So I'm like a lot of these people that argue about politics. They don't know shit about politics like I know. They don't know shit. I don't know shit. So I'm not going to get up on my soapbox and start talking about shit I don't know about. And believe me, right and left, they get up on that soapbox preaching about shit they don't know shit about. Because we live
Yeah.
in a bullshit world and it all comes back to AI.
Mm.
Well, the one thing I will disagree with, is saying, that this is something recent, because the whole world went to shit when Sammy Hagar joined Van Halen, and you can trace everything back to that. Before that, the world was a much better place.
Yeah, well, what did I tell you, Ian? And I've been saying it all along. 1984 was the last good music. Good year.
Yep. And somebody who agrees with us is Alex Van Halen. He says, we did our best work with David Lee Roth, and this
Yeah.
shit is all over the fucking internet, and people are losing their fucking minds.
I need to do a news story on that one.
Yeah. And on both sides of the spectrum, you got all the true Van Halen fans and the true Americans, people who love this fucking country, saying, God damn, yes, he's right. And then you got a bunch of pedophiles on the other side that are all butthurt about this
And
shit.
that hate this country.
Yeah, they hate this country. And I get it, though, because, I'll never forget there's an interview that they did for MTV, when the Van Hagar abomination happened, where Alex was the one who said, and I quote, "We lost a front man and gained a singer." So,
We used to drive in a Pinto, now we have a Ferrari. But dude, come on. Alex Van Halen is no different than you. You changed your opinion too.
Oh yeah, we'll get into it in the episode later too.
Hey, how about Ian in 1984, 86, with his fucking nobody is better than Kiss idea back in 1986? Ian and Alex, just like each other.
Yep. But I think it stands the test of time. I think he's just being honest. Honest. And maybe that's just because I agree with him. But I think hindsight's 2020, man. He realizes that is the shit. You can take they went to number one. What sold the most? There you go. It's fucking Diamond Dave.
And I'll give Alex that too. He was blinded by number one albums, and he was in this cloudy, popular. He saw David Lee Roth fall by the wayside, while Van Gina was still taking off. So of course he thought, well, we made the right move. We don't need Dave. But then when the smoke cleared, and Eddie said it. There is a recent interview, not that long ago. I heard an audio interview where Eddie was talking about, I can't believe I let Sammy get away with some of those lyrics. He admits it. Those lyrics were fucking horrendous. Now, at the end, when they were doing the Twister soundtrack, that's when he started giving Sammy shit. Like, dude, these lyrics suck, where Sammy didn't get that shit before. So he's like, when Sammy Hagar wrote some crappy lyrics in 1995, Eddie's complaining. Sammy should have just said, what the fuck are you talking about? You didn't say shit on sucking a three-piece suit, like going up to her lunch pail. That's worse than this shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I love, and you might be commenting on the same interview, but there was one recently released the other day, I think on what would have been Eddie's birthday, where it's Eddie, and this is after the whole debacle with Dave happened, at the VMAs and shit, and still, even though he had just gotten in this fight with Dave, he goes, I'll tell you this, he goes, at least Dave never lied. Dave was never full of shit. He wasn't happy with Dave, but he's like, Dave never lied. Sammy's a lying piece of shit and a pedophile. And, that tells you all you need to know. Alex is right. Sammy Hagar fans, fuck children because they're limited, bunch of fucking bitches. And if you want to find out more, read Ryan's new book, kid stuff, Sammy Hagar and pedophilia, you know.
And keep your eye out for the Holocaust denier.
Yeah. Here's an album I'm very excited about this one. After we got a lackluster last Rush reissue with the Signals reissue, which didn't have much in the way of added stuff to, entice you with your spending dollar, Rush is re-releasing Grace Under Pressure, which not only comes with the album remastered, but a brand new 2025 Terry Brown mix, which is the producer they worked with from Fly By Night up until Signals. They finally changed producers with this one, but Terry Brown's given his own mix on it. And it's a super deluxe edition, has a live show from that tour and everything. And I'm really excited to hear that. It's an album that I already love to begin with, but I would really like to hear what Terry Brown did with this album. So are you guys excited about this, Ralph? I know you're a huge Rush fan.
Oh, fuck yeah. I this is all news to me. I knew the box set was coming out, but I had no idea Terry Brown was going to remix it. That's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know. I'm very well aware. They worked with him all the way to that point where on Grace Under Pressure, they wanted to do something different. So to bring Terry Brown and do his spin on it, I'm curious to hear this. I love Grace Under Pressure. I stuck around. A lot of my friends didn't. They got a little too keyboard heavy, but I still like Force 10. And I was like, man, this is a good song. I bought the record. I was like, I'm happy with this. It wasn't until the next one, Power Windows, when I was like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah, me too. Me too. What about you, Ryan? Are you a Rush fan?
Oh yeah, I love Rush. I don't actually have a lot of the albums myself, but I've listened to a lot of the '70s more proggy stuff. I'm actually a prog rock fan. Although my favorite Rush album, just because it's the first one I ever listened to, was Moving Pictures. But when Neil Peart passed away, that really hit me hard. Being a drummer, he was one of my biggest influences. And when I heard that, Rush was coming back, Alex and Getty were doing that with, I can't remember her name, the drummer they got now, the girl. I was actually I still admittingly have not listened to it because I don't want to be disappointed with it, if that makes sense. But I don't know. I mean, I probably will check it out, but I have the remaster that you mentioned. I'm very curious about that though.
Yeah, me too, man. Like I said, I love it. I think it was Peter Hegstrig or I forget who the fuck the guy's name is, but to hear what Terry Brown's gonna do with they gave him a copy of the masters and letting him work the fucking EQ. Fucking A right, man. Love some Rush. Still not sure if I'm going to see him on the new tour. Last time I saw him was with Ralph, and we saw, real Rush, and now it's Rush with chicks with sticks. But hey, I've heard her drum. She's an accomplished drummer.
Yeah. Oh, I give her
but
all the props.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird, and plus, they're gonna have other people on stage because Getty says he just wants to concentrate on bass. He's not going to do playing bass with his fingers, playing the keyboards with his feet and everything like he did. And I understand that, man. The guy's in his fucking 70s, man. I don't know how he did it years ago. It's amazing. What a fucking musician to be able to do all that shit at once live. So, but hey, fuck it, man. It makes fans happy and they get to hear Rush songs. That's great, There's people like my son who are very upset that they never got to see Rush, back in the day. So, hopefully me and my son go to this shit. I'll have fun.
Yeah, definitely.
It's coming my way, but I didn't even look into it because they're playing the Hard Rock. And anybody that plays the Hard Rock, they charge an arm and a leg. I mean, big acts, because Hard Rock is not an arena. So I'm sure it's going to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds to be in the nosebleeds. But I did recently buy tickets to see Triumph at the same venue for $80.
Yeah. I hope that's a good show, man. I would go if it was around here, honestly. And I'm not that big a Triumph fan, but fuck.
I'm a big Triumph fan, so I'm very excited.
Hey, I would pay it just to hear "Fight the Good Fight" and lay it on the line. I would be fucking happy to hear that shit.
Two of their best songs.
But here's somebody like I'm sick of his fucking pussy ass fucking excuses, even though I love him. Steve Perry shoots down rumors of him rejoining Journey for the Final Frontier tour. This was something, man. It was blowing up all over the internet when Jonathan Cain put some shit saying they talked to him and he didn't say no, and it started gaining all this traction. But now Steve Perry is like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I don't know what his issue is. I think part of it is he knows he can't do it anymore. You know, but I wish he would say that instead of just fucking beating around the bush. If you're like, hey, I can't sing that shit anymore, that's an honest answer, you know?
Well, that is the answer. You know it.
Right. But I mean that's the thing. It's like, oh, I'm happier doing what I'm doing. What are you doing? You're doing fucking nothing. You got no new solo album coming out. You're not
Doesn't
fucking
need to,
touring.
man. He makes enough money with "Don't Stop Believing." He
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
need. He doesn't. Steve Perry is somebody that doesn't need to prove jack shit. That's a
No,
guy. That's a guy that went up on stage with no AI, no vocal enhancement, and sang like a motherfucker, man. And he can't do that no more. He can't. All right, he doesn't want to admit it. Whatever.
yeah.
Whatever.
No,
Okay.
I agree. But when he pulled that bullshit when they did that horrible reunion album, which that shit was fucking terrible. Terrible. Uh but you know, he's like, oh, I went climbing on the mountain and I was hyperventilating. No, he was already scared back then. He couldn't do the shit.
How do you
You
know?
know,
How do you know
because
this?
I know. 'Cause, I talked to him online.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
you
but
love
it's like it's his fucking ego that they
yeah.
went on without him. You know, let it go. You know, just admit it. You
Hey, he
know,
let him go. He let him go without him. So whatever. Whatever. He didn't
but
stop it.
he
He didn't
he did
stop
that.
it.
He did that shit when he went out with that other band. This was like what, about 10 years ago?
Yeah,
He
but
went
he
out
only
with
did
some.
a couple songs.
Yeah, and it sounded like shit.
Yep,
You
it did.
know,
It did, which
you
goes
know.
to show. You know
But you
what's
know what?
funny? He sounded fine doing that band's music, but when they threw a Journey song out, he sounded like shit.
Yeah, yeah, can't do it. Anyway, but I don't know. Fuck him.
Fuck
Uh,
Journey. Man, that shit's a fucking sham anyway. It's only Neil Sean up there. What you're gonna call
yeah.
John? If you're gonna also say, well, you got Jonathan Cain. What? That's a compliment.
Fuck Jonathan. I hate that cocksucker, man.
That guy.
I tell you what.
That guy
I wish
has.
they.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, Jonathan Cain has the most punchable face in the universe.
Get fucking Greg Raleigh back for the last one. That's what
Well,
I
that
say.
ain't gonna happen because Greg Raleigh got fucked over by Neil.
I don't think it's that because he did do some shit with Neil Sean. I believe it all comes
Yeah,
down to like
and Neil Sean fucked him over when they did that
no.
reunion thing.
Well, I think it's some. It has. I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with some shit. It all boils down to Jonathan Cain, and Jonathan Cain has too much power in Journey Inc. or whatever the fuck it is now. That shut that shit down, and it's a
No,
shame.
Neil Raleigh was pissed off they released that CD, which I got and I love. He was pissed off about that release. You
Which
know,
one?
he didn't okay it. Let me show you it. I have it right here.
Gotta hit the back. I'll be right back.
This is amazing. It also brings a DVD called Journey Through Time. This has Castronovo doing those old Journey songs and
Oh, that motherfucker can sing.
yeah. Well, Greg Raleigh was pissed off when this was released, so there's bad
Oh, I
blood.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
That Castro, dude, he can sing better than that Arnell motherfucker.
of course
in
he
my
can.
opinion.
You know, I'll never forget when I saw, and the best time I ever saw Journey because I saw him with Steve Perry. That was the best time. But the second best was Jeff Scott Solo. Because Jeff Scott Soto was not a clone of Steve Perry. He did his own spin and he did it great. But on that show, Castronovo sang Mother, Father, and a couple other ones. fucking blew my mind how good. That's how I found out. Like, oh God, that guy can sing. You know?
He sings just as good as he beats his wife. You know,
And that's on that DVD. There's a bunch of Steve
there's a
Perry
video of
songs.
him beating his wife.
No,
Oh,
no.
all right. Well, I'll be right back too. You entertain the audience. I gotta go too.
The fuck am I gonna do?
I don't know. Tell racist jokes.
All right.
Sorry about that.
I don't have any racist jokes though. What
You
did
got
the
one?
what did the Americans say to the spick? Speak English, you spick. There you go. That's my only racist joke. Ian's got the fucking seriously, he's got a walnut as a bladder. The guy is constantly peeing. It's unbelievable. But you know,
My
Ian,
bladder's not that bad. I could go another probably 6 hours after that last one, so I'm good.
Ian needs to drink because he thinks it makes him better on the episode, which nothing could be further than truth. Because there was a time Ian couldn't drink for some health issues for like a month, and he was
I
awesome.
remember that.
And he was awesome on those episodes. He was fucking
Yeah.
hilarious. Because all these is. He doesn't need to get drunk, but at the same time, I'm not going to tell him shit. Who wants to hear that? If you're an alcoholic, who wants to hear somebody tell you not to drink?
There you go. Hey, I was going to ask if the book goes really well. Do you think Rolling Rock will finally want to sponsor you guys?
Yeah. Well, that'd be good for Ian, but
What happened?
not good for me. 'Cause I don't drink that rolling cock.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Hey, Rolling Rock.
Hey, what else, Ian? Let's get into the news and Led Zeppelin.
All right, let me see if there's anything else good here. Let's see. While I'm scrolling, here's something. Interested to hear your take, Ralph. I kind of know some of it. What do you think so far of the 2 new Exodus songs that were released?
Fucking terrible. Especially the last one was really bad.
Really?
Horrible. Horrible.
I haven't heard them yet. I was kind of looking forward to it.
And mainly it's because of Dukes. And I don't have a problem with Dukes, but I think he sounds terrible on these songs.
I don't know who to blame for it because I was underwhelmed with both of them. But I don't know if I could solely put the blame on Dukes.
I just think the vocals are horrible.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was kind of underwhelmed by like across the board, even musically and everything. It just wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, no, I'll agree. That last song, Gorgotha, whatever. When the song started, I was like, okay, this is different for Exodus. They're mid-tempo in it. I'm down. Riff is sounding good. Then about like 30 seconds into it, the riff is sounding boring. Then this guy's voice comes in and makes it 100 times worse. It's just fuck this song.
Damn.
Yeah, I was kind of like, especially with the last one, the title track. It didn't even sound like Exodus to me. I think that's what threw me off, and I was expecting, like really like a throwback to more of like, of course it's not going to be Bonded by Blood, but I was expecting that kind of thrash vibe. And I didn't get that off of either track. I'll check out the new album, but
yeah, I mean, you can't really judge it till you hear the whole thing. Just because 2 songs suck doesn't mean the album sucks. But those 2 songs do indeed suck.
Yeah. All right. Well, fuck it. That is enough news. Let's go into why we're here. Hold on. Oh, where am I at? Shit. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, you're good.
right. Yeah, I lost the video.
Oh, Ralph, you taking a leak back there?
No, I'm grabbing Led Zeppelin records.
Oh, man. There we go. Now I can see you guys. He is taking a leak. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right. right, now this week's episode is an idea I came up with. Originally, I talked to Ralph about this. I was like, "Yeah, what about Led Zeppelin 1 versus Led Zeppelin 2?" Because I looked and saw they had the same number of tracks. I'm real big on that. I don't know why, but it bothers me when people send these requests to Ralph. I don't, and I shouldn't care because he's getting paid. But like, you got to pick albums where the tracks line up.
That's how
Fuck
I
this
do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's how
I'm
I
like,
do it. But when somebody throws money at me, go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
oh yeah,
They got.
fucking A. But I'm like, fuck this bonus track shit, because to me that's not legit. So I'm trying to find ones where they actually add up. But then I find out these two actually lined up, and Ralph liked this one better. This idea better, and then we're both so excited about what you're doing with the book. I talked to you earlier in the week before Ralph even said this. I was like, yeah, we got to get you on a future episode.
Yeah.
And Ralph's like, hey, we're going to get him on this episode. And I was like, well, great. Fuck, it all works out.
Absolutely.
But, oh, look at that. AI in the background with Ralph.
Yeah, look at that. That right there is Zeppelin 4 AI. And this one here is House of the Holy AI.
Yeah. And anybody familiar with Facebook knows the cover of a House of the Holy is going to get this shit banned.
You know they did fix that, by the way.
Oh, really? Because I've got in trouble multiple times for posting House of the Holy.
Yeah, they banned me off Facebook for like a week or two, but they finally fixed that. You can do it.
Oh
by
yeah,
way,
no. One time I posted Houses of the Holy, and I got banned for like a week. And when how they have the thing where you can look it up and see what the fuck you did, and they said you got banned for posting Three Lock Box. I'm like, what the fuck? And
oh well,
like, no,
come on, can you blame them?
Gay pedophilia shit,
Yeah, it's not right.
Oh well. But yeah, fuck it, man. 2 Zeppelin Titan albums. And in much like 1 and 2, this was 4 and 5, kind of, the same era, so amazing. Ryan, are you a big Zeppelin fan?
Oh, absolutely. I have had Led Zeppelin in my life as far back as I can remember. The first time I ever heard them was my dad's. He had a whole bunch of cassette tapes he would play in the car. Zeppelin 4, Rush Moving Pictures. I think it was Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. Like that was what I was weaned on. That was like my first albums ever. And Zeppelin was just always head and shoulders above most of the other stuff that he was introducing me to. And John Bonham was, to me, when I was like getting into drumming and stuff, like he was the guy. Like obviously Neil was an influence, there's tons of other influences, but there was just something about Zeppelin that I always loved. And listening to past shows and everything, like you guys have done comparisons to Black Sabbath, and I think that's really apt for a lot of reasons, but I've always felt that Sabbath pretty much invented heavy metal. But if you really want to go deeper and get, a little bit more diversity, more light and shade, and just see where heavy metal really spawned from in a lot of respects, Zeppelin is it for me.
Nice. Ralph, you're a big fan of the Led Zeppelin, correct?
Oh yeah. I'll tell you
You guys still there?
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story on Led Zeppelin, how I first heard of Led Zeppelin. I don't know if I ever heard their music yet. I might have. But my friend Henry, who I'm still friends with, Henry was the guy that I went and saw Guns N' Roses in 1985 at the Troubadour. It was with him. But anyway, back in the early 70s, maybe this was 75 or so, we're hanging out. I'll never forget. I'm up on a tree, and we're all like monkeys. We're up on a tree. And he goes, hey, man, hey, Ralph, you like Led Zeppelin? I said, yeah, he's cool. Yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, I love Led Zeppelin, Then, got into them. I wasn't into music really that much yet, but then when I did, yeah, I got I think I got physical graffiti first actually, and I've become fanatical. I'm a fanatical Led Zeppelin fan. I worship this band. You know, they're one of the greatest bands ever. You know, probably. I mean, Sabbath and Zeppelin are the best bands of the '70s, if you ask me. Those two
I agree
bands
with that.
are my top two bands of the '70s. Definitely, without a doubt. Led Zeppelin all the way, baby. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Led Zeppelin.
Hold on, I gotta open up a pickle jar.
I'm a
There we go.
big fan. I'm a big fan of these two albums. This is my
Uh,
second favorite.
yeah, I'm a huge fan. I never knew a time without Zeppelin because of my father. Um, but I got into Zeppelin personally in junior high, and probably it'd be Zeppelin 2 and Zeppelin 4 would be the first ones that I like really listened to all the time. Um, just amazing. And it's funny when I think of, I think of music history. To me, the three bands that mattered in the '60s were the Beatles, the Stones, and the Who. In the '70s, it was Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and Deep Purple. And to me, the way they lock up, I kind of see the same. Like to me, Zeppelin is the Beatles of the '70s. Sabbath is the Stones, and Deep Purple is the Who. I really see these bands like interlock. You get to the '80s, it gets to be a little bit more murky because music in general isn't as fucking pure and as awesome as it was in the '60s and '70s. Um, but always loved this band. But it got to a point in the '90s where I couldn't listen to Zeppelin anymore because I work construction. You're on a construction site. If you're lucky, you're listening to classic rock radio. If you're unlucky, it was a country station. But 9 times out of 10, it was classic rock. And classic rock radio ruined this band for me, where there was actually a period where I went maybe 9 or 10 years without listening to Led Zeppelin because of radio. Because that's just what I would hear all day, and it would be the same songs and the same get the lead out blocks. And it just took all the magic away. But that being said, there's still the memories that I have from the '80s of that magic of hearing this stuff for the first time. Life changing shit, and I'll get into that with certain songs because it really was like, moments I'll remember for the rest of my life and still to this day send chills up my spine. Um, they're an incredible band, and maybe it's a blessing that they ended when they did because they didn't ruin themselves. Maybe in a way they already did with the last album. Depends on your outlook. But we're talking right now about this band at the peak of their fucking powers. Some would argue, the next album, Physical Graffiti, was the true peak. But these two albums are fucking magical for me. And what I love about doing this is you really don't know till you go song for song. I've watched so many Rouse videos where it's track by track. We're like, what the fuck is he thinking? Like, how could he pick this album over that album? But when you have to go with that track listing and then that set order, it does change things, and makes you pick, shit you normally wouldn't pick, and you got to do it. So I think these two are perfect for it. I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to do it with both of you guys. Led Zeppelin fucking rules. And Ryan, you are a special guest and author of the forthcoming Warts and All book on this little podcast. So you take the first one, man. It is Black Dog versus Song That Remains the Same.
Man, I'm going to tell you, like, for my first time being on the show, this is probably, no, not probably. This was the most difficult thing that I've had to do in a while, because these are my top two favorite Zeppelin records of all time. I've been listening to them on and off, like back and forth rather, for days. And man, Black Dog was the very first song I ever heard from Led Zeppelin. And I've heard, like, I didn't need to listen to these albums. Like, they're literally like part of my DNA at this point. But I have to say, I've lived with Zeppelin for like I said, I can't even remember not having, Zeppelin in my life. And I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure that Houses of the Holy was one of the last albums I heard. But that being said, I don't know, man. Like, Black Dog, it's like the perfect opening track. But then you can also say the same thing about Song Remains the Same. And I made my actual final decision earlier today as to which one I'm going to go with. And I actually have to give the nod to Song Remains the Same, because as much as I love Black Dog, that like whole start and stop thing, it's really cool. But I don't know, for whatever reason this time, it's almost like, oh, wait, I thought the song was ending. And then, oh, I thought the song was ending. And with Song Remains the Same, like, I don't know. I've always thought that was like kind of a song that I'd always liked, but I never really considered it like one of my favorites. But then listening to it the last couple of days, I'm like, holy fuck, like there's so much more going on here if you really pay attention. And so I got to give the nod to that one.
All right, Ralph.
All right. I don't mean to be that guy. I want to be controversial, everybody. I will admit Black Dog is a cool, heavy song, but I don't like it. And I've never really liked it. And I don't know why I don't like it, because it rocks. It's got all the cool things I like about Led Zeppelin. But I don't know, there's just something about that song. Like back in the day when I would listen to classic rock radio and I would hear, "Hey, hey, mama," next station. I just don't care for that song. When Ian was talking about, well, fuck, there was a time I didn't listen to Led Zeppelin because I heard it so much. I suffer that with Black Dog because I love the next song, and that song played just as much. And I love Whole Lot of Love. I love a lot of Led Zeppelin songs that are all over the radio a million times. Song Remains the Same is special, man. It's just a special song. Just the beginning of it, the way it fucking rocks. Then it goes into that melodic verse with the beautiful vocals of Robert Plant. Then it kicks off again. It's just a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. I'm definitely going with The Song Remains the Same on this one.
All right. Let's see. Let me refer to my notes here. Yes, Black Dog is fucking amazing. And we're all sick of it. But it is a goddamn classic. But you know what it's not? Song Remains the Same. Wow, we all agree on this one. I do. I love me some fucking Black Dog. But to me, Song Remains the Same is kind of some next level shit. And Ryan, you hit a lot on this. There's just something about the musicality and the sophistication of this one. I think Zeppelin was definitely on a trajectory. I mean, you listen to the first two, and you've got the bluesy background and everything, and amazing albums. Then you get to three, which flirts between the bluesiness and the acoustic and all this stuff. And then at four is just like, next level fucking shit. But then to me, House of the Holy takes it even more like, wow. The wow factor and the Jimmy Page factor and what he can do. I mean, that's the thing. You listen to any Led Zeppelin track, you're hearing like 57 different guitar tracks in one fucking song. And he really mastered it with this album and the next two, in my opinion. The less said about Enter the Outdoor, the better, even though I love In the Evening. But Song Remains the Same, just fucking phenomenal. I love it. It gets my pick. So we all agree House of the Holy gets one. Now we go to the next one. Man, this is a tough one, man. Let me get ready to pick the picture for what we're doing here. Um, Man, yes, it's overplayed, and for good reasons. I think this song embodies fucking rock and roll to the fucking core, and I'm going with rock and roll. Um, I love the Rain song. Don't get it twisted. Let's shit the bed. Great. It was inspired by George Harrison said to John Bonham, the problem with Led Zeppelin is they don't write any ballads. He goes back and tells Jimmy Page, fuck this guy. He's the worst guy in the Beatles, over Pete Best. And he even the Rain song starts with a little bit of something. If you listen to the chord structure, he did that as a fuck you to George Harrison. The Rain song is amazing. I love it. But rock and roll is fucking rock and roll. And this is a prime example. Ralph was just saying there's Zeppelin songs that I've heard a gazillion times that I still love. Rock and roll is one of those. It's just the beat of those fucking drums. To me, that's John Bonham. To me, the most John Bonham is like fucking Moby Dick and fucking rock and roll. That's the John Bonham I love the most. And but this song is great. I never get tired of hearing this one. As played out as it is, man. To me, there's nothing like rock and roll. What do you think, Ralph?
Well, like I said earlier, I never get sick of rock and roll, you know. But I got to go with the Rain song.
Wow.
Yeah, the Rain song to me, best song on the album. And it's inhuman. I don't think it's human that somebody can come up with such chord structures as Jimmy Page does on that song. It's so beautiful how he plays that song that how Jimmy Page is accused, or rightfully so, of stealing from old blues artists. Early that it's quite obvious Jimmy Page stole this riff from God. And like what Jimmy Page did to the blues artist, he stole the riff from God and made it even better. It's just so fucking amazing. Dude, it's hypnotic. Second greatest Led Zeppelin song ever. The greatest Led Zeppelin song is on that album, on Zeppelin 4, which obviously is going to win since it's the greatest Zeppelin song ever. But that's the best Zeppelin song on House of the Holy. And what an incredible and normally I'm against ballads being the second track. Like, good example, You're No Different Than Me from Bark of the Moon. I love the song, but I think the placement's terrible. You shouldn't put fucking ballads so early in an album unless you're fucking Led Zeppelin. That song is fucking magic. And I got, as much as I love rock and roll, and I agree with Ian, when it comes to John Bonham, Moby Dick and rock and roll. That's where you want to hear, also Levy Breaks too, I guess. But I love rock and roll. You kidding me? I never get sick of that song. But boy, it's going against my second favorite Led Zeppelin song of all time.
Wow.
The Rain song is my pick.
All right, Ryan.
Man, well, like I said, the track by track for these two albums is like a vice grip on my nuts, because it's like I love every track on both of these albums. And Ralph, I couldn't have said it any better. The Rain song it's fucking perfect. It actually was a grower for me, honestly. That wasn't one of my favorites when I first heard the album House of the Holy, but it was a grower, and I realized like you're right, like everything about that song is absolute perfection. And fuck it, make it the second track. They could have opened with that song, and I would have been happy. But honestly, like, as much as I love the Rain song, going back to like I said, being a kid hearing Zeppelin 4, that was my first Zeppelin record. John Bonham was, he was like a god to me as far as being, learning the drums and everything. And just hearing the opening for rock and roll for the first time, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? You know, and like he led that song. And I say that to this day. It's one of the greatest Zeppelin songs ever. And I mean, I just, as much as I love the Rain song, I have to give it to rock and roll. That was one of the songs that got me into drums.
Right on.
Nice.
All right, well,
Well,
hey,
one thing
well, go ahead, Ian.
I was going to say, one thing I'll give to Ralph, he's talking about You're No Different. That is the best Ozzy ballad of all time. I just wanted to throw that in there,
All right, cool.
in my opinion, which
Should've
doesn't
been-
mean shit.
Should have been later in the album. Hey, I'm gonna get off
Yeah.
I'm gonna get off the subject of Led Zeppelin for a second to show you the most amazing thing I got the other day. You know, Martin Popoff sent me a book, right? And you ain't gonna believe this shit. This is unbelievable to me. He wrapped the books in a newspaper from November 21st, 1975.
Wow.
Right? And like the front thing had this thing on Paul McCartney. And I'm like, wait a second, this is like Paul McCartney Wings. Dude, let's see if you can make this out. This is fucking amazing. This is a flyer of upcoming shows. Look at that one right there. What does that say?
Wow. Lemmy's Motorhead.
Can you believe that shit? Is this unbelievable or what? Lemmy's Motorhead.
What's you kind of pulled it away too quick because no, what it says. Okay, it's a little out of frame, but it says Paul McCartney and Wings opening up for Sammy Hagar.
Yeah. Oh, that's on the other page.
Because he was just as big back in the day as Paul McCartney and Wings.
Can you believe that though? Fucking newspaper from 1975.
That shows you how much Martin Popoff loves you. My wife orders a book from him and says autograph it to Ian, and he autographed it to my fucking wife. It's because I gave him so much shit over fucking saying Rainbow Down to Earth, is a good album, which, I still think he should be brought up on charges for. But that's awesome. Martin Popoff did right by you. That's fucking, the wrapping paper is better than what he sent you. It's amazing.
Yeah, what's funny is I read all that shit before I read the books. There's quite a few stories in there. McCartney, there's a John Lennon story in there. There's a lot of cool music things in there. It's just unbelievable. 1975. It's like, holy shit, dude.
Wow, that's special, man. I love Martin. Great guy, real great guy. We got to get him back on the show.
Well, he's coming on Almost Human Live in a couple weeks, and I'm gonna hold that up, going, Martin, you know what you sent me? And I'm also gonna tell him, don't tell me to send that shit back to Canada. That's just too expensive. I'll Photoshop. I'll take some pictures and send it to you. Lemmy's Motorhead. Is that amazing or what?
That I've never heard of that billing. That's amazing. Yeah.
Lemmy's Motorhead. Crazy.
Awesome. Well, Ryan,
it just gave me a thought too, Ian. You said that Ralph pulled the paper away like too soon. Imagine if Hagar's dad pulled away too soon. We'd be a totally different world, right?
Yeah.
Everybody would be peaceful today.
We'd have two towers in New York that were tall as fuck. It's a goddamn shame. All right, well, Ryan, you take the next one, which is that's Battle of Evermore versus Over the Hills and Far Away.
Oh man, this one, I think I must have wrestled with this one more than any other. I'm not a big folk music fan. I do like a little bit, but Zeppelin, the Battle of Evermore was basically their version of like an old English folk tune. There's something about it that I love it. Every time it comes on, like, I never skip past it. Sometimes I actually go out of my way to hear that one before even rock and roll if I'm just feeling it. And as far as Over the Hills and Far Away, that one was another grower for me, similar to the Rain song. I actually remember, Ian, you told a really awesome story about why you like the song so much when you reviewed that album a couple years back. And it's I don't know. It's just it's great. It's I don't know even know if you can call it a ballad. It's more acousticy at first. I mean, there's so much light and shade in that song, just like the opening track. It's a beautiful, beautiful song, and I really think that as much as I like it, Battle of Evermore is just something that I can't explain it. I like that. If I had to choose between the two, I'd have to go with the Battle, just because I've lived with it longer, I think, and I think it has more staying power with me.
Awesome, Ralph.
Um, Battle of Evermore to me is the greatest folk song ever written.
I agree with that.
But I'm not into folk music. But that is, out of every folk song I ever heard, that one blows away everything. That being said, I'm going with Over the Hills and Far Away, though. As much as I love Battle for Evermore, and this hurts because I really want to give it to Battle for Evermore, because Battle for Evermore is kind of like the dark horse. That and 4-6 are the two dark horses on Zeppelin 4. And it's a masterpiece, but
Mm-hmm.
we're dealing with Jimmy Page here, who just fuck, just the beginning of Over the Hills, then it gets rocking, then it goes back to the end, all beautiful acoustic-y shit, unbelievably amazing. I gotta go with Over the Hills and Far Away on this one, and it hurts a lot. Maybe the most painful one out of all of them is this one.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well, this isn't the most painful. I have two painful ones on this episode. Hey, you think I'd have more, but no, there's two that kind of hurt my soul. This is not one of them. I'm going Over the Hills and Far Away. Battle of Evermore, I remember clearly. And, good buddy of mine, we're still buddies to this day. I don't know if he listens to the podcast or not, though, but my buddy Mike Zeller. I remember us listening to Led Zeppelin 4. I have this vivid memory of us in Campus, Illinois, not too far from his trailer, and we're sitting on a fucking log with a little boom box, and we're listening to Led Zeppelin 4 on fucking cassette. And as soon as rock and roll's over, I asked him to fast forward to fucking Stairway because I wanted to hear Stairway. I used to really hate Battle of Evermore.
Wow.
The funny thing is, when I finally started to appreciate Battle of Evermore was when the single soundtrack came out, and Ann and Nancy Wilson did the version on that. Really made me re-look at the song like, damn, that's a beautiful song. And then I went back and re-listened, because again, I mean, at this time, I'm still like, what, 20 fucking years old, Going back and listening to the original Battle of Evermore, I had a lot more of appreciation for it. And I like it now, but that being said, fucking Over the Hills and Far Away. Again, Ryan knows the story. I was in driver's ed. I'm 15 years old. It's 1989, I believe. And this comes on the fucking radio while I'm driving. I never heard the song before. I'm just compelled by the power of Satan to lean over and to turn up the fucking, the volume knob. And I got screamed at by Mr. Olafson, who I'm friends with on Facebook to this day, and I still love him. We used to trade CDs. Never take your hands off the wheel. 10 and 2, 10 and 2. I didn't care. I had never heard a song like this before in my life. Ryan, you mentioned something I've used time and time again on this show, light and shade. This has everything about Zeppelin in one song, the acoustic beauty, and the powerhouse, the kick in at the end and in the chorus. One of the greatest Zeppelin songs of all time. And I gotta say, I'm glad that, this is something, if you listen to a station that, does get the lead out, you're going to hear it, but you don't hear it as much as a lot of other songs. And I'm glad, because I've never burned out on this song. And this is one of the rare ones where I feel that magic. And, there's rare times in my life where you just feel the power of music. I think of listening to this, driving home stoned out of my mind and hearing Gonna Raise Hell by Cheap Trick. I mean, there's moments that it'll never leave. And I miss that as I get older, because you don't have those firsts anymore. You don't have your youth. You don't have the first time. You just have repeated listenings, and if you like them, and newer music, as much as I love it, it's so rare that anything new hits me the same. Sometimes it does. The last Deep Purple. There's multiple songs on there that hit me, but not the way that you get in your youth, and nothing will replace this. And to me, fucking Over the Hills. Fucking all day. Fuck that shit, man. This one wins. Who's coming out? Oh, no, I have to open something else. I'm sorry. God damn.
Ryan, why don't you take the next one, which is Stairway to Heaven versus A Crunch?
I mean, do any of us even have to do this one?
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. No, okay. I will say something though. I think any other album that goes up against this, track 4 is going to be it's not going to be chosen if you have half a brainstem. I know a lot of people are burnt out on Stairway. I know, some people that don't even like Zeppelin are like, it's overrated. Well, fuck you. It is the rock epic of all time, and I will fight you on this till the end of time. It was a song that when I first heard that, I actually stayed out in my father's car for over an hour just listening to that song over and over and over. Just kept rewinding the cassette to the point where the tape probably would have broken if I wanted any more. And that was really, for me, that was like what opened up doors of like what real music is, and like all these different, when I was learning about all the different, bands and all this kind of stuff. And it's part of the reason I think I love progressive rock and progressive metal so much is because of that song. And that is what, turned me into a lifelong Zeppelin fan, was that song. And I listened to other epics, like you could go all day. You could say Iron Maiden's epics. You could say even Priest, they have some, long songs like Loch Ness. I know that you guys aren't that big of a fan of that one, but I actually like that one.
Oh, I love Loch Ness. I'm a big fan.
You do like Loch Ness. Okay.
Ian hates it. I love that.
But yeah, I mean, you look at those, and then you go even further, like, Dream Theater, one of my favorite bands of all time. You look at, any band that does like super long technical songs, and I guarantee if you ask them, 99% of them would say, well, I listen to Stairway to Heaven. And that's why it's an easy one for me. Now, that being said, about the crunge, I have to give it something. The drums saved that song. And I know I probably sound like a broken record with Bonzo, but I like the beginning, and then as soon as Robert opens his mouth, I have to change it. I'm sorry. I know that they were trying to do a nod to like the old 70s funk and stuff, and I like some of that stuff, like James Brown and all that, but that's not Zeppelin to me. Every time, like, I listen to that intro with all the heavy, like, off-time hi-hat stuff that Bonzo's doing, and as soon as Plant opens his mouth, I'm like, yep, it's over. So, yeah, Stairway to Heaven all the way.
All right, Ian?
Boy, is this fucking easy. Stairway to Heaven. As much as like even, listening to this, for the review, which I listened to, both these albums multiple times. And I don't have the same magic for Stairway that you do, Ralph. I know for sure you still do. I love it. I love the fucking song. It's just, I can't get that magic back. The same Hotel California used to be a magical song for me, and I can't get that magic back, but I still know it's a great fucking song and I love it. It's just not the same. But Jesus fucking Christ, it's still one of the greatest songs ever written of all fucking time. And it's going up against The Grudge, one of the worst, it's like, God damn, there's 2 songs on here that I'm like, oh, if they never did Hot Dog, these could be the worst, but Hot Dog's always going to be the fucking worst. And and the Grudge is like, it sounds like there's four songs being played at the same time, and none of them go together. And what's funny is this was started by Bonham, is the one who came up with the Grudge. With the drum beat, it started from there. The one who really kills it for me, I thought it was funny. Ryan's like, as soon as Plant sings, I tune out. I stick in a little bit for Plant. The one who kills it for me is fucking John Paul Jones with that. It is so fucking annoying.
Oh,
And I do laugh at that. Can I find the bridge? Because they're referring to the James Brown song, Take It to the Bridge. Which, and I'm the guy that loves black music, and Take It to the Bridge is much more cooler than where's that confounded bridge? Bullshit that you have on here. The Grudge, Wrath always gets on me about changing opinions, but The Grudge is something like, the older I get, the more I hate this fucking song. I used to not mind it, but now every time I hear it, I hate it a little bit more. Fucking terrible. Almost to the point where I was thinking today is like, is this worse than a hot dog? But then I'm like, nothing's worse than hot dog, but goddamn Stairway. Oh, fucking day. Jesus Christ. I know, Ralph, what you're going to pick, but I would love to hear your little anecdotes as to why.
Well, I don't like the crunch, and I don't like James Brown. I don't even like James Brown. Never been a fan of James Brown. I can care less. Stairway to Heaven to me is the greatest song ever written, period. Period. Out of everybody, Leonard Skinner's best song for me is Freebird. Predictable, right? Led Zeppelin's best song for me is Stairway to Heaven. It's the perfect song. And that magic still lingers with me. And boy, every time I hear that,
I'm glad, though. I'm glad.
When it comes on my iPod Shuffle, there's times I'm driving around, all right, something comes on like Keel, and I'm like, all right, let's go to the next song. None against Keel. There's times I'll be in the mood for Keel. I'm never not in the mood for Stairway. Once I hear that opening acoustic shit, I'm sticking with it all the way through. And going back to my classic rock radio days, if that shit came on the radio, I would not leave the car until I hear Plant go, and she's buying. It's a fucking magical, it really is the greatest song I think ever written. And I know I'm not the only one to think that. You know how Tenacious D has a song called The Greatest Song in the World? The live version of Greatest Song in the World ends with a little piece of Stairway to Heaven, where they even know what's up, man.
All right, let me ask you this real quick, and then I'll let you continue. Stairway, Day in the Life.
Ooh, that's a good one. I go Stairway. And
Okay.
and I'll tell you this. I used to say Stargazer was the greatest song ever. I don't think that no more. I think Stairway is better.
What? You change your mind?
Yep. No. But I changed my mind while still loving Stargazer. See what I did there?
Okay. Then you win. Then you
Yeah,
win.
I it's not like, my favorite song was Stargazer, but I like Stairway to Heaven more, therefore I hate Stargazer like Ian hates Kiss. So, but yeah, definitely. And you know what? Now thinking about it, I would put Day in the Life over Stargazer. So there you go. Those are the two greatest songs ever written. Stairway
What
to Heaven.
about Fallen Angel by Poison?
Come on, Ian, that's not funny, bro.
Okay, bye.
We're talking Poison here. Now, if we were on acid, I'd laugh at that.
Yeah, that's the rule. We don't talk about Poison unless we're on acid on this show.
Yeah, you got to put that in the book, Ryan, how we reviewed the two Poison albums on acid.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I can't fucking believe that he even dared mention Poison on a Led Zeppelin episode.
Yeah, well,
I don't care. I'm crazy.
Ian's drunk. But yeah, Stairway, easily.
Yeah.
What's the next? The next two is Misty Mountain Hop versus Dancing Days, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't think about this one. Damn. I'd love to give it a Misty Mountain Hop, but I think I'm going with Dancing Days. No, you know what? No. I'm gonna go with Misty Mountain Hop, but goddamn, I love Dancing Days. I hate,
Mm.
I hate, by the way, Stone Temple Pilots version, where they,
Oh, I love
where,
it.
and I love when people do covers and make it their own, and that's what they did. They didn't copy the Zeppelin song and like they did it their own way. But I just thought it was very pretentious sounding. I'll take Led Zeppelin over it any day. And fuck, I really would like to put it above Misty Mountain Hop. You know what? I am. I'll take it back. Dancing Days. Dancing Days. That's my pick.
All right.
Love them both.
Who's go- All right. I'll go next. Let me see here. Let me get ready to pick a fucking album cover. Let's see. This one, I will say this, man. This one fucking hurt. There's two that really fucking hurt on this, and the others were kind of cut and dry, more so than I thought they'd be. But on this one, fucking Dancing Days. I love me some Misty Mountain Hop, man. Fucking great. And I see a lot of similarities in both tracks, man. They both got a weird kind of fucking, jingle and sexiness to them. But for me, what takes it over the top on this one is Page, man. Fucking that near, just that fucking sexy slinkiness on the fucking guitar, man. I just every time I hear this, man, that motherfucker is in the fucking dragon suit, with the shirt open, just and that's what takes it to the next fucking level, man. I love Misty Mountain Hop, love it, but Dancing Days, and I do, unlike you, but I am a huge Stone Temple Pilots fan. I do love the Dancing Days cover. As a matter of fact, today I thought I had it on my on my digital library, that in Colium or whatever the fuck the name was, that half good, half shitty fucking Zeppelin tribute album that I had on CD. I thought I had it digitally, but I didn't, so I got it today. But oh man, Dancing Days. Holy shit, do I love this song. And another one that I think is great, and maybe that's why I hold House of the Holy in such esteem, is it's not as overplayed as Misty Mountain Hop. But again, you put on Misty Mountain Hop, I ain't changing the fucking station. I love it. But you put on Dancing Days, and I get a little stiff. I fucking love it. What do you think, Ryan?
Well, this is where I'm going to be the odd man out. I do agree with you, Ian, that both songs are very similar. I actually think that both of these records have a similarity about the kinds of songs as you go down the numbered tracks. These two especially. But that being said, even though I love every track on both of these albums, these, in my opinion, share another similarity in which they are the worst songs on their respective albums, in my opinion.
Ooh. Whoa. Interesting.
Now, that
take.
doesn't mean I dislike them. I love all the songs, but there's something about Misty Mountain Hop that is like, I love the kind of fun with it. Like, I don't know. There's something about the song that when I hear it, it doesn't sound like it belongs on that album. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the chorused vocals of Plant, or I don't know. There's something about it where I'm like, yeah, it's a cool song, but like it's like after Stairway, I think that's another thing too. One being overkill factor, another one being the fact that anything that comes after Stairway is just not going to live up. So I think that has something to do with it. But just, I don't know. If I was going to skip any song on Zeppelin 4, it would be Misty Mountain Hop. That being said, I will go with Dancing Days because I feel that also is it's probably the weakest on Houses of the Holy, but I will give it to that song because I do like the vocal delivery better. It sounds more like a Zeppelin tune. And like you said, Ian, that fucking guitar, man, that riff, that just saves that song for me. So it's Dancing Days.
Well, hold on real quick before we let you go and we go on the next song. So what you're saying is The Grudge is better than Dancing Days?
If only for the drumming. Like I said, I know I'm biased, but like I don't like the crunge that much, but I don't hate it. I just it's a song, it's a bad song on a great album, but I just feel that like I don't know, Dancing Days, like I said, that riff is good, but the drums, I mean they're great on all the
All
songs,
right.
but like
No, that's
yeah,
fine. I
it's
just wanted clarification on that. All right.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I like I said, if I had to choose, like I said, if it wasn't for Bonham's drumming, like I would not even like the crunge like at all, but I can get by with that one because it's still I don't know. It's weird. It sounds at least like Zeppelin because of Bonham, but like I said, Dancing Days. If it wasn't for that riff, it would be like it's filler to me, But I will take it over Misty Mountain Hop.
All right. We'll take the next one, brother.
All right. So I think we're on to Jamaica. I still don't know to this day how you pronounce that fucking song, but
Jamaica.
Jamaica, Dire Maker,
Jamaica.
Yep.
yeah, Jamaica, and then Four Sticks. That one, Four Sticks is interesting because that I think they called it that because Bonzo was using like four sticks, like two in each hand, and just kept the beat going for the whole song. I think that's the only reason they called it that, unless you guys know any better. But that one is good. That one's got a heavy, almost like a more of a metal vibe, in my opinion. I think that that's another one. Like after Misty Mountain Hop, that was like kick right back in, like fuck yeah, like now we're back on track. Jamaica, I don't know that one. I like it, but it's probably the second weakest in my opinion. Again, the beat, the riff and stuff is cool, but like I definitely got to go with Four Sticks on this one. It's a Jamaica. Sorry, I keep wanting to call it Dire Maker. Jamaica. It's a song that like if it comes on, cool, but like I won't go out of my way to listen to it unless I listen to like the whole album. So Four Sticks all the way.
All right. I do love both, but I'm going with Jamaica. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, and I hate reggae. Reggae and reggaeton are two worst fucking forms of music ever. So that tells me Led Zeppelin is the greatest reggae band ever. Well,
Oh man.
with the Scorpions, my favorite Scorpions song is "Anybody Out There," which is a reggae song, and also the Police. Those are the three greatest. Because Bob Marley can kiss my Jamaican black ass. I hate Bob Marley. I hate Peter Tosh. Legalize it. Don't criticize it. I hate fucking reggae. Hate it. But I love Led Zeppelin. It's like the roots of rock and roll. Everybody's with the Chuck Berry and Little Richard. Man, give me Buddy Holly and Elvis. Give me the white bread shit. Give me white guys doing reggae, and I'm happy. So, and I love Four Sticks. It's a heavy tune. It's cool. It's the dark horse on the album. But there's just something so. It's also a ridiculous song. It's it's a stupid ass song. But what John Bonham does on that song, wow, definitely Jamaica for me.
Cool.
All righty. Well, here just to piss off Ralph. Used to hate one and love the other, and man, how shit has changed. Um, Used to love Dire Maker or Jamaica. This is something John Paul Jones hated this song. This is another one that came from John Bonham. John Paul Jones hated this because he felt like they didn't take their time with it and it was too much of a joke.
I
You
think
know, after
Jimmy
they already.
Page. I think Jimmy Page also didn't like it. I could be wrong.
I didn't read that. I read about John Paul Jones' dislike for it. Um, but man, when it used to come on the radio, man, I dug this one. I dug this one, and they said the only place where it's called Dire Maker is in America. Because the thing was, in England, it was a joke. Like, hey, wife wants to go on vacation to the West Indies. And the guy would say, Jamaica? And he goes, no, she wanted to.
Right.
you know? So it's a pun on, their speech and everything. it's all right, but Four Sticks used to be one, that Battle of Evermore, and Ralph, you brought those up as being the dark horses. And I think that's true because Four Sticks used to be one I was like, I don't really get it. And once again, I'm going back to that Zeppelin tribute album, Immunicon or whatever the fuck it's called. Rollins Band did a cover of Four Sticks, and I was a huge Rollins band at the time, still am. But when I heard them do it, I was like, ooh, all of a sudden I got the heaviness of the song, that for whatever reason I didn't get before, and I think before it's because it kind of doesn't really have like that chorus or anything like that. It's just got that primal fucking beat, that dun 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 dun, and it made sense when I heard Rollins Band do it. And then I went back and listened to it. I was like, fuck yeah, And then comparing them now, it's like fucking Jamaica's fucking Too Light in the Loafers for me. It's too fucking Robert Plant, Four Sticks, man. Yeah. Give me fucking Four Sticks, man. Oh, fuck. I forgot to change it. Yeah, there we go. Four Sticks. Four Sticks. Led Zeppelin 4. There you go. All right. I'll take the next one, which is Going to California versus
No quarter.
No Quarter. All right. Here we go. Another flip-flop for me, which Ralph will love. 20, 30 years ago, I had never in a million years thought I would have made this pick. But, tastes change, and if you're lucky, tastes evolve. And that's, everybody thinks they have good taste, or better taste. That's
I don't. I know I have good taste for me. I don't think my taste reflects on anybody else's taste. And I don't think, right, well, just because I like it, it means I have good taste. No, man, I have bad taste in music to a lot of people. Ian, you got horrible taste in music to me, but to you, you got great taste in music. You know what I'm saying? It's all personal. Nobody out there, get your head up your ass if you think you know what good music is for anybody else. Fuck you. Look, I'll tell you right now, I love Scribble. That motherfucker loves Kid Rock. I still love Scribble, and you know what? He's right. Kid Rock is great to him. But I saw this meme the other day. It was really funny. I think I shared it on the podcast page. I said, blaming God for religion is like blaming Kid Rock for music.
Yeah. I love, my favorite post about Kid Rock, it was Kid Rock makes music for guys who can only see their kids on the weekend but don't.
That's classic.
That being said, Ralph is much more humble than me because he can admit, I do think I have superior taste.
And you like, and look, you think you have superior taste. I know I don't have superior taste. You know why, Ian? Because I like Glitter. I think Glitter is a good song. Well, therefore, I know my taste is shitty, and you like Without You. So trust me, you got your head up your ass. If you
I do like some shitty stuff. I'll admit that I do.
What was
like
the name of that band again? That you made me.
Every Mother's Nightmare.
Yeah, there you go.
No. And even that I don't like I used to. And I was listening to that. I was like, how in the fuck did I like this shit? But there's still a part of me like, I don't mind it. So I know I like some horrible shit. I admit there's a plenty of shit that I know is 100% timeline. 100%. Like if I would have heard it for the first time today, there's no fucking way I would like this shit. So I know there's some crap that I like, but I do believe that I have a better appreciation for music than I used to. And I have a better appreciation for musicianship. And I fully 100% contribute that to when I discovered Frank Zappa, when I discovered jazz, when I got more into avant-garde music, because that's when I paid more attention to musicality than I did just instinct. You know, like Kiss was pure instinct. Like that is some moronic fucking music on a primitive fucking level, but I love it. And there and I still love it. Don't let's not get it wrong. Not like I used to, but I used to think it was up here. And now I know like there's so much more, but I still like it, you know. But back in the day, there's no way you could convince me that I like fucking No Quarter over fucking Going to California. But you ask me now in 2026, I'm going No Quarter. And I love Going to California. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not shit the bed. But when I was a kid and I listened to No Quarter, I'm like, what a boring, plodding fucking song. Like, you know, I couldn't wait for it to be over to go to the next song. I'm like, yeah, it's too like, but I didn't hear all the nuances that were going on. I just noticed it didn't have a catchy hook, you know. It didn't have this. It was long. It was slow. It was this. Right now, at my age, I hear the difference, man, and I love Going to California. But No Quarter, oh shit, that shit's fucking amazing. And that's just how my taste have changed. I mean, there's a lot, and I still love some simple like it doesn't get more simple than fucking AC/DC, one of my favorite bands of all time. Even though I will say, I'd like to put that to a lot of other musicians. You play Phil Rudd's beat and play it on time. You play Malcolm's fucking rhythm and play it on time. It's not that it's easy, but it's musically simplistic compared to some other stuff. To me, No Quarter is some next level shit that I just didn't get when I was younger. Because my taste was fucking Kiss, you know, and Every Mother's Nightmare and shit like that, you know. And Going to California was much easier to digest. It was much more immediate, like instant gratification. It was fast food. It's still a fucking awesome track. No Quarter is something you got to think about. You got to live with. But in the end, it's much more rewarding. No Quarter all day. What do you think, Ryan?
Well, this one, I'm gonna kind of piggyback on what you said about Going to California. It's a beautiful song. I absolutely love it. I actually have a 2-disc DVD set of Zeppelin. I don't even remember where I got it, but they were playing. It was just Jimmy with an acoustic guitar and Robert doing this while the two Johns took a break, and that I was like, oh my god, this is like my favorite version of this song. But I am going with No Quarter, hands down. It is my second favorite Zeppelin song of all time. I love the eeriness. I love how dark it sounds. I love this is really Plant's time to shine on this album, I think. His vocal delivery, how he belts out those wails at the end of the song, and whatever effects they used, the off-key drumming of Bonzo. I mean, it's just it's like beautiful and haunting at the same time. It's a very unique Zeppelin song. Yeah, second favorite that they ever did, hands down.
What's your favorite?
Achilles' Last Stand.
Ah, okay.
Nice, great song.
Right on. No, not that great, but whatever, Ryan. It's your opinion. No, I will
it's
say
the
this.
greatest. What are you talking about?
I will say this about Achilles' Last Stand. I think it's great. Iron Maiden made a career out of that song.
Oh, that's why you don't like it.
No. The reason I still love it, but I wish they would have shaved it down a bit. I don't need to hear Plant go, I don't like that. But I like when he goes, I love that part. If it would have been shaved down a bit, I would have liked it more. But hey, it's a great song. I just have a little complaints about it, but that's my opinion. My opinion does not resonate with people like Ryan. That people like Ian should understand that. But
Hey, this man loves hot dog. Case closed.
yeah, and I think Hot Dog is a great song. I like it. I like it way more than Crunch. You know why I like Hot Dog? Because it doesn't sound like James Brown. Thank
Oh.
you.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's one thing. Like Ralph and I agree. You know, everybody laughs when we disagree, but we do agree on a lot of shit. But when it comes to our upbringing, I'm much more black and he's much more white. Where he's
Yeah.
Kansas and
Definitely.
REO Speedwagon, I'm
Definitely.
Parliament and the Gap Band.
Yep.
You know,
Right.
he doesn't like bluesy shit that much, where I do.
Mhm.
But there is so much shit Ralph and I agree on, but it's funnier when we disagree. But he likes white boy shit. He likes fucking Elvis and
Buddy
what's the
Holly.
dude the day the music died? Buddy Holly died. I'm fucking Chuck Berry and Little Richard. You know,
Mm.
but that's where it is. You know. But Ralph,
Masterpiece
What's that?
right here, bro.
yeah, right there. And for
Buddy
you
Holly.
younger people, that's not Mark Zuckerberg. That is Buddy Holly.
Did
Yeah,
you,
Buddy
ever,
Holly.
you remember that show, Kids in the Hall, or something like that?
Yeah, I love Kids in the Hall.
They had a skit on Buddy Holly. It was fucking great. It's Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens, right? About to get on the plane. And they're like, oh, Big Bopper, I don't know about this, buddy. And Richie and Richie's there, I don't know. And he's like, get on the plane, you fat fucking stupid spick. And then he goes, I got the pilot. And he brings out a monkey.
Oh.
And you see him take it off. That shit fucking rules. Get on the plane, you stupid spick.
You know what I like.
And he's drinking that alcohol. Hey, man, you got to give it to the Big Bopper, man. The Big Bopper, I got a lot of respect for him. And I think, seriously, Sammy Hagar should be shot in the head for saying hello, baby, in the beginning. Because that belongs to the Big Bopper.
I agree.
But, all right, so I got to tell you, man, I love going to California so much. And even though it's not better than the Zeppelin version, I think it's Zach Wilde's greatest cover he's ever done. His cover of
Really?
Oh my God. Zach Wilde's cover to Going California, which I don't know where it's from. I got it on MP3 years ago. Greatest cover he's ever did, but still not as good as the Zeppelin version. I fucking love that song, but I got to go with No Quarter. I've always loved No Quarter. It wasn't a grower on me. And I always thought, and I still think to this day, the greatest version of No Quarter is on Song Remains the Same. And I'm not a big fan of that live album.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah, interesting. I watched the movie the other day at work, you know, because we're doing this one, and I listened to it, and I agree with you. A lot of the songs not that great. Two songs that stood out for me on that though was No Quarter and Since I've Been Loving You.
yeah, Since I've Been Loving You.
stood
And
out.
you know what's also awesome on Song Remains the Same? The songs that didn't make it. Great cover, a great version
Yeah.
of Ocean, great version of Misty Mountain Hop. And
Yeah.
I believe what was Celebration? No, Celebration Day was in
Cele-
the movie.
Well, Celebration Day wasn't in the movie,
Yeah.
but it was on the original version of the soundtrack, which is
Okay.
odd.
Well,
Yeah.
and
But yeah, the standouts to me were those two.
definitely No Quarter. My God, that version on. And but the studio version's great. And I have nothing against
yeah.
the studio version. I just would put the live version. And usually, I you know, if it comes to Song Remains the Same, I don't think any song on there is as good as the original. But I will say, No Quarter does surpass it. It's a great song, and like you know, going to California is fine and all, but they're going to California. And No Quarter, they're going to hell. Come on, how cool? That's better, bro. You know? The devil mocks his every step. Come on. The devil ain't mocking nobody going to California. So my pick is No Quarter. All right, I'll end this bitch.
Nice.
All
with
right.
when the levee breaks versus the ocean.
Yep.
Love them both, but this one's pretty easy for me, actually. I'm going with the ocean. Love the ocean. So what if he wants to bang a 3-year-old? That's his deal. Hey, it was the 70s. But man, that song, dan, 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 boom, that live version, man, which
Mhm.
you can see it footage of it on the DVD, brings the extra shit. Fucking pounding on the drums and just amazing song. And I do love Levy Breaks. And you know what? I hate harmonica. I love the harmonica when Levy breaks. You know, I don't mind the harmonica on Levy Breaks. You know what I was listening to today, Ian? The Black
What's
Crow,
that?
the Black Crows Amorica. And,
Oh, love
and,
it. My favorite
and,
Black Crowes album.
I gotta say, Black Crows, I think, is like the only band ever to bring female vocals into songs and make it work. I
Which
don't
one are you
like.
referring to?
I forgot the song on.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I like female singers, but I don't like when female singers go into a song where men are singing it. But then again, I wouldn't like a man coming into a female singing thing either. But the Black Crows make it work, man. And there's a
Yeah.
connection. Jimmy Page jammed with them. But
Oh yeah.
my pick is definitely the ocean. And I dig when the levee breaks, but definitely the ocean.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm gonna go next because I want Ryan to finish this motherfucker up. Uh, I want to say this is the second one that hurt me the most because I love both of these songs. I love them. And but while I say this one hurts, this wasn't even close. This shit wasn't up for discussion. This is like yeah, no brainer. I'm going when the levee breaks. To me, when the levee breaks, Ralph, is like how you described Stairway to Heaven. It's my favorite Zeppelin song of all time.
Right on.
Mm.
And I think it works on all fucking levels. And it's so funny because I had a good friend who in the early '90s he was in the Army Reserves. He'd already got out of the Army, but there was horrible floods in Ohio, and he was sent over there, to help, put up dams, lay down sandbags, save people's lives and shit like that. And he said, "Oh my God, do I hate that fucking song?" Because every time they'd be done at the end of the day and they'd go to the bar, some asshole would play this on the jukebox. Much like a lot of my friends in New Orleans said they can't listen to Refugee by Tom Petty because they
Mm.
said after Hurricane Katrina, you couldn't walk into a bar without somebody playing that shit. I don't care. I don't care how many times I've heard when the levee breaks. It's to me that's John Bonham's. Hey, I'd take that over fucking Moby Dick. That fucking
Wow.
drumming and shit on fucking levee breaks and just the blues. And like I said, I'm much more into to black music and rhythm and blues and what I get from this and the feeling I get from it, the harmonica on it is everything fucking this is just like the fucking shit. I love this fucking song. Unfortunately, I don't think any of the times I saw Plant and Page they played this. I don't know. I did a lot of drugs. I don't think they
I
ever
don't
played
think
this.
no, I don't think they've ever played it. It's a great
I,
song.
I, I don't think, I saw Robert Plant live again. I drink a lot. I know I saw him once for sure when Black Crows opened up. I think I saw him twice. Anyway, I don't think he ever played it solo. Um, but to me, it's the greatest Led Zeppelin song. I get everything out of it. I get all of the light and shade, all of the different aspects of fucking Zeppelin in this one. Uh, you just absolutely listening to it today was such a pleasure. Uh, it and it was one of I would say out of all the songs on both these albums that I listened to when it came on, it like I got goosebumps, and I turned up the volume a little bit louder, in my garage here where I'm recording, it's just like, ooh, god damn, I love that fucking song. Yeah, my favorite Zeppelin song. Ryan,
You know why I
go ahead.
love When the Levee Breaks? I love that song because it doesn't sound like fucking James Brown.
Ryan, what do you think?
Oh man. Well, I'm not gonna agree with you that it's the greatest song, even though it's in my top five. But I am going with "When the Levee Breaks." I think it is as good a closer to an album as "Song Remains the Same" as an opener. It's just like you said, the thunder that Bonham gets out of that fucking bass drum, the beat, the iconography of that drum beat is just alone
Look
enough
at
to
that. Hey,
say
you
that.
saw you. Hey, Ian, did you see that? Did you see that word he threw out? You know he's an author when he throws out those big words like that.
Yeah,
What big
we're in
words are
good
you talking
hands.
about?
I don't know what fucking word that was. I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
it was the.
I did La Chico, whatever the fuck. That's the author
But
word.
no,
That's the author language, Ian.
no, honestly, like it is one of the greatest songs ever for more than just the drums, though. Like I love the lyrics. I love every part of that song. It's one of those songs that just once you hear it, you just can't stop listening until it's over. Now, I will say about the ocean, I love that song too. To me, though, it was I don't know. I'm kind of tossed up between whether I think it was a good closer or not. Maybe because I'm such a huge fan of No Quarter. Let me ask you guys this: what would you think if the ocean was more toward the middle of the album and No Quarter closed it? What do
I
you think
think,
that would be?
yeah, I think the ocean would be great to close side one.
Mm.
I
Yeah, I
think,
was kind of
uh,
thinking that.
it
But
and
either
doesn't
way,
bother. Yeah.
you know, do your research, everybody. Whatever, because Physical Graffiti was an album that like half of it is taken from the sessions of, you know, Zeppelin 3,
yep.
House of the Holy, Zeppelin 4. One of those killer songs they took out of, oh, the song Houses of the Holy, for instance.
Yes. Yep.
Put that on side two before No Quarter. Let No Quarter end the album and put House of the Holy before that, or House of the Holy to start side two. Either way, and have the ocean close side one. I think will be better.
Yeah. But
Um,
I do love the ocean.
the
It
ocean
is a good
ending for
song, but
well, for me, the ocean ending, I don't mind it. I mean, I'm big on like I like epics to close it too, so I could see like No Quarter ending it. But at the same time, the ocean fulfills what's most important to me is that song that leaves you wanting more and makes you want to start the album over again. So it
Yeah.
succeeds in my mind, but I could see where you could pick another one. You could pick No Quarter, stuff like that. But the ocean, it's like, in a lot of cases, the ocean would have won, but not against When the Levee Breaks. So I have no problems with the placement. But I mean, you could make an argument for other tracks, but I don't mind. I just don't want, I don't want to end it on a turd. Like if the last song was like The Grudge,
yeah.
or fucking Dire Maker, then I'd have been pissed. But any other song on that album, I think would be fine in there because it would make me want to like drop the needle again or flip the tape over, or be like, a fucking, Gen X fucking and just hit play again on the CD, I don't,
But
but
yeah.
I
What
got
that's what I think.
Well, there you go. Hey, I want to show you something really cool my awesome, beautiful girlfriend bought me.
A
Look,
G string.
look at this shit, bro. Look at this
Oh,
shit.
the Sportatorium.
Is that the
Nice.
coolest shit ever? And even
That's nice.
and even the drawing is identical to how it was. I was like, what
Nice.
the fuck? She found this shit for me.
Oh, that's a good woman.
Yeah, man, I ain't leaving her.
Nice. Nice. All right. Well, yeah, there you go. So I don't know about your guys' fucking totals, but mine was a draw, 4-4.
wow.
Do you guys did you
Dude,
guys add up your totals?
yeah, yeah. In my head, I have it added up. Zeppelin 4 only got one.
Oh
Wow.
my God, really?
Yep, think
Shit.
about it. Stairway to Heaven was the only one I picked off Zeppelin 4. Everything else,
Oh, wow.
You're damn. Yeah, I think I'm kind of a mixed bag. I think I'm 5 and 3 for Zeppelin 4. Yeah,
Ain't
'cause
it wild? Ain't it wild how Led Zeppelin 4 is like their biggest selling album? And look at the album cover. It's like there's nothing there that says Zeppelin or
yeah.
anything, you know, and they have this guy with sticks on his back. That was definitely a Holocaust denier. You just can tell by looking at him. That's a racist there. And that sold a quadrillion albums. Amazing.
Yeah, and the other one looks like a Ted Nugent or a Sammy Hagar
Yeah,
record.
or Jimmy Page.
Hey, when you play guitar that well, I'll look the other way.
I believe Jimmy banged all these little girls right here.
All right. Well, now we got to go into pick of the week. And Ryan, you are a special guest, so you go first. What's your pick of the week?
All right. Well, I actually gave this a lot of thought. There's so much music that I listen to that I could have picked, but since we're doing, 70s era Zeppelin, I'm going to throw one out that I don't even know if you guys have ever talked about on the show. It's ZZ Top Tejas.
Oh, I love that album, man.
Oh, great album.
I was actually listening to that the other day. Or maybe I still have it over there. I know I got it. I was listening to Tejas the other day on my stereo. I have it on CD, but I guess it's over there somewhere. But I love Tejas. That's a great album. My friend Ruben hates that album. I was like, really?
How can you hate that album?
I know. It's such an awesome record, man.
The reason that I chose that is because it's kind of an overlooked album. I mean, even like fanatical ZZ Top fans, like some of them don't even know that it exists. And I wonder why, because it's to me, it's not my favorite 70s ZZ Top. It's my second, but I don't know. There's something about it. Like every song on there, it's a little bit different. I think they were in some kind of a transitional period, but not one song ended up on one of their greatest hits. They ever played, I think, except for maybe 2 songs live. It's just, but it's such a great album, and I don't know. It's one of my all time favorites.
I love it.
You know what's funny? Since you're writing, a book on the history of the show. I don't know if you remember, but on a former episode, early episode, Terrence informed us that Tejas is shithole country for Texas.
No shit. I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said. It means Texas in shithole country,
I learn something new every day.
There you go. So Terrence still affecting the show in 2026,
I know, it's scary.
There you
but
go.
Yeah, what do you think?
All right.
Was it one of your
I love Tejas,
top albums?
Oh, not my favorite, but I fucking love it. I go back and forth from the 70s. Man, it's hard, man. It's hard to go against fucking. Goddamn, what's the third album?
Three Amigos is my favorite.
Tres Hombres. I love the first album.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, I love the first album too.
ZZ Top album.
You know what I would say about Tejas? I don't think they made an album as good since. I like El Loco. I don't like Eliminator except for Pressure. But Tejas
right. No, I would agree with that. I think it was the last
Tejas was the last classic ZZ Top album.
Yeah.
Rio Grande Mud's another good one that a lot of people don't like.
Oh yeah. Fandango is amazing,
Half Life.
I love
great.
Has my favorite ZZ Top song, Heard It on the X.
Really?
Great song.
That's cool. I love that song.
He was going to say Mexican Blackbird, but he hates Mexicans and blackbirds.
Because they're Spicks.
Yeah. But no, great shit. All right, Ralph, what do you got? Where are we going?
I don't know.
Where are we going for your pick of the week?
You tell me.
Upper right.
Upper right. Over here?
Go back. No, no, back more, back more, back more. No, 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 the other way. There we go. Right there. Right. That's the one. That's the one right there. Where your finger's at. That's it. That's it.
Hell yeah, son.
Woo!
May not be my favorite Black Sabbath album, but it's the one I listen to the most. Junior's Eyes and Air Dance are both in my top 10 greatest Black Sabbath songs. Never Say Die, it's a
Nice.
freaking masterpiece, except for Breakout. Love this album. There you go. That's my pick. Good one. A good one. I picked a good one.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, my pick, I'm gonna do. Ralph hates it when I do this, but he can pick whatever to add, music to this shit.
I'm not putting music
So
under this anymore.
Okay. Well, my initial pick that I already had planned out was an album from 1994, and it's a great metal album for people who they like Savatage, but they don't like faggoty Savatage like Streets and fucking Gutter Ballet. That really horrible fucking Savatage crap.
Mm.
This is more of a metal album. It's called Dr. Butcher. And this is John Oliva and Chris Caffey. Much more metal than those fucking shit albums. But man, I think it's really good. And to me, it sounds like classic metal. It doesn't sound like dated like 90s metal. It's just some good fucking heavy shit, man. It's good art. Do you have that on vinyl, Ralph?
No, I have it on CD though.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it ever came out on vinyl. But I'm looking for it. I have it on compact. I love that song. My favorite song on there is The Altar.
The Altar, that's a great one. What's the one? Oh, goddamn, I'm having a brain fart. It's not really a ballad, but it's a slower song, but it's really fucking good. Oh, it's going to drive me. I think it's like track 7. Fuck, I can't remember. But good album, man. Real good fucking album.
Yeah, I can't.
So that would be like, that's fine. That would be like my main pick of the week. Number 2, though, like keeping it with what we're talking about.
Here it is. I found it.
Okay, what's track number 7?
The text on here is too small. I can't make it out.
All right, don't worry about it then.
The Chair. Innocent.
No,
Victim?
it's after it. Yeah, Innocent Victim. Oh my God, it's not really like a ballad by any means, but it's like the slowest of the songs on the album. But it's really fucking good.
Yeah, this shit came and went. It wasn't promoted well, but it's an awesome album. I love this album.
No, well, that was a big thing with Atlantic Records. They had their choice between Dr. Butcher and staying with Savatage, and retardedly they picked staying with Savatage when they put that fucking Wake Magellan or whatever the fuck that horrible shit is. The fucking Savatage without John Oliver.
Chris Oliva.
Yeah, whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, but would you agree, Ralph? That's a great album.
Fucking fantastic album.
There you go. All right. Well, that's my.
I got to check that out. I've never even heard it.
It's good.
No, it's really like if you didn't know, like I just looked it up because, like, Savatage was one of those bands where like I heard so many people talk good shit about them. So it's like I kind of forced myself to, because I used to think of just Hall of the Mountain King and kind of laugh at him. But I'm like, enough people like him. I got to check this out. And none of the other shit really sat with me. But the Dr. Butcher one, I was like, oh, fuck, I like this album. This shit's good. So yeah, check that out. But to keep in mind with what we're doing, I think a fantastic album is the Jimmy Page and Black Crowes Live at the Greek. And specifically the latest, like the remastered, like full edition of it, because originally it was like released online and it had one set list. Then it was released on the TVT, that label that Nine Inch Nails' first album was on. And then, which one do you have? The TVT, Ralph?
No, what album you
Oh,
talking
okay.
about? What album you talking about?
Jimmy Page and Black Crowes
Oh no,
live at the
I don't
Greek.
own that. I don't own it.
Okay. Well, they just released it the other year, which is the full concert that has like the Zeppelin songs, the Black Crowes songs, all the blues covers. It's fucking amazing. And I listened to earlier today for the first time, like all the way through. I listened to Celebration Day. The last Zeppelin reunion live album from I think it was recorded in 2007.
Yeah, it's
And
great
I'm
though.
listening to it. I was listening to, like, the first three songs. I'm like, man, the band sounds good, but fucking Robert Plant sounds like he'd rather be anywhere other than there singing these songs.
Oh, it started
After the
off it started off rusty, but I think he did well though.
Yeah, no, and that's why I'm saying this. After the third song, Plant starts to find his feet, and he sounds like he wants to be there. Yeah, there's the one. Um, and I think, like, musically, Page sounds great. Jason Bonham sounds great. John Paul Jones sounds great. Plant finds his feet later in the album, but you go to that Black Crowes Jimmy Page, they are on fire the whole fucking set. Now, granted, it's like 7 years earlier, but the band's tighter, the set list is better, everything about it is fucking phenomenal. And I mean, no, Chris Robinson isn't Jimmy Page, but the way he's still a very good singer, and the way he delivers that, and the energy you get from the band, I think it's much more rewarding, as sacrilegious as that sounds. If you want to hear some live Zeppelin shit, man, I don't think you can go wrong with that one. Great fucking album. Ralph, I encourage you, now that you're more into the Black Crowes, to check that out. I think you'll
I'll look
get
into
some
it.
enjoyment.
I got a
All right,
couple.
I'll send it to you.
All right, yeah, send it to me. I got a couple things I'll also want to plug. Like, what you were
All right.
saying earlier. I mean, you like new music, you don't get the same excitement. I seriously, dude, I do get the same excitement, but it's got
Okay.
to be exceptionally well. And last year, two CDs came out that are fucking phenomenal, and I can't stop playing them. I'll show you the second best CD of last year was the Corner.
Oh, the Corner.
This is my second favorite, but my favorite is Volume 6 from Sacrifice.
Hmm.
This
Don't know that one.
this album completely ruled 2025, in my opinion. The best album to come out, and I can't stop playing this and this, man. These are the two CDs I can't stop playing. So I thought I'd plug those two.
All right. Well, I heard the one song, the video from the Corner, and I dug that. I got it. I haven't listened to it yet. The other one, what's your name? Sacrifice.
Yeah, Sacrifice Volume 6.
What kind of, like, how would you describe it?
It's
Like,
thrash.
musically?
They're an old school thrash band from the 80s.
Oh, I've never heard of them. Okay.
They're amazing. Yeah, you should look into their old stuff. It's great too.
Is it the same band, or is it like two
Yeah,
guys from the
no,
original?
no,
shit?
no. I think it only has a different bass player now.
Oh, okay.
I believe. I got to double check, but I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, no, cool. Old school, thrash. I mean, Corner to me is like, I don't even know if I'd classify Corner as thrash. They're so fucking weird.
No, they're they're
you know.
they're kind of technical. They get thrashy in spots. They're amazing.
Right.
They're a very unique band.
No, they were one, like, an old friend of mine. Two bands he really tried to turn me on to was Corner and Sabat.
There's
Or
two
whatever.
Sabat.
Andy Sneap was.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, the
that's
UK one.
British. That's the British one. There's a Japan
Yeah.
Sabat. That's awesome too.
Yeah, and I couldn't get into it. And then years later, I got into it. But now I'll check both of those out. That's awesome.
All right. Hey,
All right. Well, now it's time to go into fan of the week.
Yeah, I know who that
Go
is.
ahead.
I know who that is.
Fan of the week is right here with us. Fucking Ryan, man. Thank you for being here. How have you enjoyed being on the show tonight?
Oh man, this has been great, and thank you for having me. And again, thanks for giving me the green light to do the book because I'm super stoked.
You got it, bro.
Yeah,
Awesome,
man.
man.
And we're so
Well, I mean,
we're super stoked too, man. By the way, the yeah, I know it's a weird brand. It's called Manicotti. Manicotti are the coattails I have that Ian rides on. Yeah, that's very important for the book. Ian rides on Ralph's Manicotti coattails.
Okay, all right, I'll remember that. And
Manicotti.
like
yeah.
just to let you guys know, I'm also Irish. In case you didn't know by just looking at me, it's the Italian last name, but I got kind of both going on. I always called my old man the half breed because he had an
Oh,
Irish mom and an Italian father, and that's why he's so mentally fucked up. But
oh, wow. Italian and Irish. So you're a black alcoholic. I like that. That's awesome.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
feel you're
Ian,
a kindred spirit.
Ian likes black alcoholics. He doesn't like white alcoholics.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I like
just
Ralph
thought he
when he
liked
used
all
to drink on the
alcoholics.
show and passed out. That was
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, yeah. You got to put that one in the book.
Yeah.
Holy shit! What an
Yeah,
episode!
Rob, wasn't there a show where Ian passed out and you and the guest, I can't remember his name, you guys went on for like 45 minutes and you cut it out of the episode and you did a disclaimer at the end saying, hey, sorry for the weird edit, but, and then you just explained that you guys went on this drunken tirade for like almost an hour. I can't remember what
Was
episode
that
it
Creatures
was.
of the Night?
No, was it that one? That one was Ian at the most annoying ever.
Yeah.
He was so annoying.
Yeah,
Like
man, I
he
can't remember
knew.
which one.
He knew what was going on in 1982 when he was still fucking shitting in his diapers.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy fun. I hate
But
it.
yeah,
Seriously, I remember that show. I hung up on everybody. I was so pissed at Ian. I was just so pissed off at him for his idiot. I mean, the way he would talk, like talking down to me. Like I don't know what I'm talking about when I was there and he wasn't. Oh my God, I hated Ian on that episode.
I remember that.
I can't
Man,
believe I put it
I'll have
up.
to go back and check it out.
A lot of people hate that episode.
That's
I hate that episode. A lot of
really
people said, a lot of people hated it. Yeah. That's when Ian gets too drunk and just talking like he knows stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. I wish I could remember. I can't even remember who was guesting on the show at that time. I think it was Bill Wang. Now that I think of it,
Yeah, it was.
that was
okay.
Creatures of the Night. Yeah.
Hmm.
But you want to hear a good one? Was the Deep Purple one where Ralph passed out?
Yeah,
And then I called him, and it's all on air.
well, on the episode, I actually threw up too.
Oh shit! I
threw up.
Remember? Oh man,
I threw up,
and Ralph woke up the next. Yeah, Ralph woke up the next day, didn't know where he was. I called him the next day. He ended up at a girl's house.
I was in a girl's house in Hollywood, Florida, which is like 30 minutes away from me. I woke up on the floor.
Mhm.
And he was on the floor too, and I thought, "What the fuck? What am I doing here? And who's that?" And then when I walked out, I couldn't find my car. It turned out I went to my parents' house and took their car. And I was
Holy
like, "Oh
fuck.
my God!" And I see the fucking 95. I go, "Where the fuck am I?" I was in Hollywood, Florida, and I drove home, and thank God my parents weren't awake yet. I put their car in. I took my car. Yeah, that was on it. And then and Ian was on the phone with me saying, "Dude, you threw up," and I'm like, "Oh my God, I threw up!" So there must be throw up all over my house. So when I get home, I don't see no throw up anywhere. I go, "What the fuck?" And then I go in the bathroom, and there's a bucket full of throw up in there. Like I was smart enough to throw up in a bucket.
Oh man.
Yeah, and
Jesus
the
Christ.
bucket was all red because I drank too much wine that night. It looked like I threw up blood. But I drank like 2 bottles of wine that night. I was completely sloshed.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, you just made me think.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen or tried this new shit they got out? It's called Buzz Balls. Looks like fucking Christmas ornaments full of wine, and it's like 20 fucking percent alcohol.
I can't drink no more because of health reasons.
No, Gertzman
Oh no, no, no!
has.
I was
You
just
might
saying, have
want
you
to
ever
interview
seen
him.
them?
No.
No,
But
Yeah,
anyway,
no,
it's
hey,
not yet.
this was an awesome, exciting episode. Ian's bladder's about to
yeah,
explode because it's been 10 minutes and he hasn't used the bathroom. So I want to thank
That's
you,
right.
Ryan, for so much and look forward to the book. And again, if you need any information, hit up me and Ian and we'll give you everything you want to know to put input in that killer book that's going to come out about the Rock and Metal Combat
yeah,
podcast. Hell yeah.
fucking A. Yeah, man.
All right.
I will definitely do that. I got some interview questions for you that I'll shoot you guys over the next few weeks as I'm getting everything together. And yeah, we're gonna make this happen. It's gonna be great.
Right on. Thank you so much, Ryan. All right,
Yeah,
Ian.
thank
All
you guys.
right.
Play
And
us
if
out.
you enjoyed this episode, come back next week. Who knows what the fuck we're going to do, but tune in anyway, right here to the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast.
Smack 'em a gob. And fuck James Brown.
All right. Did you have a good time, Ryan?
Yeah, man, this is awesome. Yeah, this